Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Hello, people. I've abducted Alien Addict. This is my show now, regardless of what Ollie tells you. Today, we're going to talk about me. We're going to talk about films and probably some other stuff. But I suppose I'm going to need two co-hosts, aren't I? So if my tech guy over there could stick Ollie and Darren, I think his name's Darren in.
Thank you for that, Lee. That was like that was just it just rolled off the tongue.
That's so smooth, isn't it? Yes, your name is Darren.
It is Darren. Yeah.
That was so last minute. Sorry, Lee. I'm just like Lee,
Worked.
you present it.
It's all right. I really like the sound of my own voice. It's fine.
Oh, good evening, folks, and welcome to the show. It's a bit of a weird one. I've gone blurred, but I kind of was thinking the other day that alien films have all gone a kind of a little bit shit, and there's not many good ones that are new. And if you look back at some of the old classics, they had the right idea behind, I think, what was going on and maybe how to create an alien and have that fear factor. So that's what we're going to be discussing tonight. And we might bring a bit of ufology into it. Who knows? But first of all, it would be rude for me not to introduce the guests properly for anybody who hasn't seen them. So for Darren at the bottom here, Tayanna Studios, I nearly said that wrong, Darren, you know, like I did last time. Who is
It's not Tayanna Studios. That'd be a right car crash.
Oh,
and we're coming to the comedian in a moment. But yes, Darren, if you could just tell a little bit about yourself, and if you could maybe give us a little bit of more information about the game that's about to be released.
Yeah. Well, my name's Darren, so there you go. That's it. Darren from Tayanna Studios. I'm making a sci-fi FMV interactive movie adventure game, which is all alien-y. So, yeah, I think that's why Ollie's invited me on to discuss this stuff. So, yeah, that'll be out very early next year. It's
called Dark Side of the Moon.
Yes, it would have helped to have mentioned the name. Sometimes I like to be mysterious, you know? So, yes, the Dark Side of the Moon. Fair off.
It's out on every platform going, pretty much. All the consoles.
Apart from mobile, they'll more than likely be coming later. Yeah. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and Steam.
I'll look forward to it, and hopefully we'll get you back on when the game is released.
Hopefully, yeah. I love speaking to you, Ollie. I'm going to kiss you.
Well, we're going for a pint when all this is over. And Lee, and if the comedian to my... Is it my right or left? I can't work out.
Comedian is a very kind word.
Well, you are starting to be a comedian because you
hopefully,
yeah. If you tell the folks a little bit about yourself, Lee.
My name is Lee Stevens. I do podcasts. I do stand-up comedy, which makes me the biggest cliche on the fucking internet. I like talking about UFOs with Ollie.
That's beautiful. I'm glad you didn't use any of the jokes from your last stand-up because that might get me shut down.
Absolutely.
But yeah, if you anybody's into Frankie Boyle, that is what Lee reminds me of a little bit, but maybe a little bit worse. When I say worse, I don't mean you're a bad comedian. I mean it's that comedy that makes you go, "Oh, did he just say that?"
My favorite review was I sent my set to my friend before I went out and did it, and he just sent me about 30 seconds into when me sending him the file. He sent me a message back saying, "Well, you've set your stall out early, haven't you?"
Fire.
That's good fun. It's great. It's great fun, actually.
So aliens. Have you got your list? Because Darren, you said you have three alien films on your list today.
Yes, it's a massive list. It's it's very exhaustive. Exhaustive? Is that the right word? Yes, it is. Yeah. Well, I'll just go with the flow.
I thought we'd start off with the one that you've only watched 30 minutes of, Daz. Which when I saw that, I was like, what the hell? So,
Well,
so Darren at the bottom here, people that wants you to buy his game, has only watched 30 minutes of 2001 Space Odyssey.
It was just apes slapping a box. You know, it took me ages to get into it. I'm thinking, where's this going?
Some of us. So, because I've got a pretty keen interest in cinematography, and some of us would say maybe one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces of all times. Some of us it's been mentioned.
Summed up as ape slapping a box, but no, the cinematography is beautiful. It is, don't get me wrong. But I just thought, right, I knew where they were going with it. You know, starting from the very beginning, the dawn of man, etc. But I just thought, I mean, how long is that opening sequence?
It's about 30 minutes. What you watched?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, and I just thought, right, this is. I understand what they're trying to do, but it's losing my interest a little bit.
Do you know when this is over?
I'm a Kubrick mega fan. I love Kubrick.
Do you know what? I'll give it. I love Kubrick. I really do.
Yeah.
But I'll give it another whirl after this.
No. When this is over, you're coming round and you're sitting with me, and I'll make you watch it.
Okay. Today.
Live. Oh, no, we won't do it live because I don't want to get that strike. Lee, you did. Was it The Shining? Live on YouTube.
And no, we didn't do it live. It was just put up as like we do a.
But it was only audio, wasn't it?
Long, yeah. So someone described it as like what people listen to you while they're watching a film. That seems like the worst thing in the world. But yeah, we do like an audio watch along with films.
But you won the copyright battle.
Yes, did. I turned around and told them that I said my mere voice turns it into a separate piece of art, and they said, "You know what, Lee? You're right."
and they used those words.
Yeah, I did.
That's brilliant.
So 2001 Space Odyssey, the reason why I wanted to bring this in at the start of it is because I don't know if you two have seen that there is a monolith that they found in America.
Pretty cool, isn't it?
Is it in the It's what, sorry?
It made it to the mainstream news, did that?
It is, and I mean, it's now been found out that it is a work of art. Literally, somebody's planted some art there. I don't know if
somebody come forward.
Yes, no. Somebody's not come forward yet, as I know.
Did any apes go up and slap it with sticks or anything, or just
probably slapping it with chicken wings or whatever? But you know. But it's interesting, the fact that somebody, and that is amazing that somebody thought, you know what, I'm going to spend my time, I'm going to make this, and I'm going to plant it out in the desert, you know? Yeah. And that to me is kind of, it is art, you know? And there might be people going, but this is covering up a bigger picture. I don't think it is. I think that somebody has planted that there, and you're having a bit of fun, is a good artist, and he's thought, you know, I'm going to make a nice piece of metal. I'm going to stick out in the desert.
I'm going to fuck with people.
But
exactly.
You've got to appreciate the logistics that went into that, you know, to even get it shipped out there to start with.
Yeah.
Do we know how they did this yet?
No, I mean, I'm sure we'll see it. I know Third Phase of Moon have been following it quite closely, and Rich Giordano from Goof on Radio, I know he's been following it. And it's a piece of art that somebody stuck out in the desert, and it's inspired from 2001 Space Odyssey, the monolith.
I wonder how long it was there for, because someone's played a long game.
Well, I think people haven't been out that much with the whole lockdown thing, and you know, somebody thought, you know what, I'm bored. I'm going to stick. It probably happened like, you know, in the first couple of weeks of lockdown over there. You know, they thought, sod this. I'm going to
stick a mark out there.
I've always wanted to do this, and I'm going to do it.
And nobody's going to stop me. God damn it!
There must have been so many people like myself, because the first thing when I saw the first news article about that thing, I just looked at it and thought, like, what now? What fucking now?
It's like back then when they were talking about the Pentagon about they had off-world craft.
Yeah.
There's going to be a report about it, and it's like, no. And I said to the wife, I said, this is going on, but trust me, if anything gets released and they say that aliens are going to land on the lawn in the next few days of the White House, don't believe it. It's not going to happen.
Well, there was another one, wasn't there? There was a cave that was unsealed, and there was an underwater lake within this cave. And where they were gonna, I don't know if they did or not in the end, but they were gonna unseal it, and the guy reckoned that because of how long it's been there could have been up to like 40 or 50 brand new species within this lake in this cave. And you just thought, that's great. This is not the year, mate.
Yeah.
This is interesting that Osvaldo Franco saying the artist who made it died back in 2011. And I interview Osvaldo quite often. He's very knowledgeable in the UFO world. So I won't mind speaking about that with you, Oz. But I haven't seen anything about that. But if the artist died back in 2011, has that thing been there since 2011? Or was that like in his will to ship it out there?
Take 10 off 2011, you get 2001.
Oh my God.
If he died in 2011, though, he picked a perfect time to ship it.
I mean, it looked pretty clean and shiny.
It did, actually, yeah. It would.
Good evening, third phase of Moon. How are you doing? There you go. just for you, Blake. I hope he likes that. So 2001 Space Odyssey. It's I must have watched that film now. It must be at least 15 times. Sometimes it might be on in the background of mining, or I might be cooking tea and I've got it on. The music from it, the way it's being done is brilliant. What's really interesting to me is that film was done before they landed on the moon.
It is. It's interesting. We've spoken about this before, haven't we?
We have, but I'm always up for it again.
I can't. Is it front screen or rear screen projection that Kubrick pioneered to make that film, which is why to give like small sets the distance they seem to have.
I'm not massively on film. I bet.
Yeah, I think
Phase Moon might know that they make films.
I think I got it wrong. I think last time we spoke about it, I think I said rear screen projection, but it's actually front screen projection.
I think it's front.
Yeah.
Same technique they used in the Superman Christopher first three films.
But for someone like me, which isn't completely on board with the moon landing footage, the perspective ends in a very similar way to the 2001 footage. Well, not footage, about filming. It's odd, the fact you get like a nice sweepy mountain and then what looks like a clear end of scene.
If you look at the 2001, they put a nice hint of blue to the moon. It's delicious. It's what that blue is actually what inspired. Do you know my old look?
Yeah.
Because that hasn't. People think I'm black and white there. I'm not. I'm 2001 Space Odyssey moon color. That's what color it is. No, it just inspired me for that color. But the film itself, I don't know if anybody knows this that's in the chat, but does anybody know it has a sequel?
Yes.
Yes, 2010 is it?
Don't tell me you've watched that one. Don't tell me you've watched that one, Daz, but you've not watched 2001.
Is it Dennis Quaid's in it? And Roy Scheider?
Yes.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it now.
the guy from Jaws.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's called. I had to write this down because I've actually bought it. I own it on Google, but I've watched it once and I thought it was shite. It's called The Year We Made Contact, 2010. The year we made content. Yeah, this is the year we made content, boys. It was the year we made contact.
Just about YouTube. I love it.
But it's literally. It's just like they go out into space, and then there's all these massive. There must be about 1,000 monoliths just everywhere, and it just didn't make any. I know 2001 Space Odyssey didn't make much sense, but in fact, going back to 2000 Space Odyssey, Lee, do you get it?
What? No,
Do you-
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I need to watch it again, clearly. Well, watch more than half an hour originally. But yeah.
I take it it's a loop. I think like the beginning of the end, the beginning and the end and the beginning again of the universe.
Yeah, I
think
I would love to say I get it, but I don't get it. But I love it at the same time. And I'm sure there's people in the comment. If anybody gets it in the comment, just put the words in capitals. I get it, and this is the reason.
It does irritate me sometimes. The nebulous endings of stories. Sometimes I think I get it. You're trying to make a point, or is it just bad film writing? You know,
it happens a lot.
Well, I had to Google. I watched Hereditary the other day, and I had to Google what it was about at the end.
See, that's a sign of a bad film. If you don't know, if you haven't even got the slightest clue what the hell,
what's gone on,
and then you read up on Google and it's some kind of artistic, deep. It's like, well, no, you're talking out your ass, mate. That's not the case.
Yeah,
you just try to make it fit now. But yeah, that's it happens a lot nowadays with films. They try too hard, I think.
Yeah.
So that's like one of my favorites. But I'm interested to know, Daz, what is one of your favorite Alien films?
Probably the sequel to No. My favorite Alien film has to be Alien, oddly enough. The original.
Yes. Yes. I'll give you a round of applause for that one because
I'm going to use a word there which would have come across as offensive, but no, I'm going to say simple. It's not simple. I mean, it's set in a simple environment. You know, it's isolated. That sense of confinement. You know, and there's such a thick atmosphere aboard the ship. You know that it's full of dread. It's just very, very well made. It's well shot. It's perfect.
I think the only way that's actually been properly captured in the Alien universe after that was the game, the Alien Isolation. It had that feeling perfect.
Yes, it did. But for anybody who's not a gamer, they won't understand that. But if you ever thought of picking up a game, pick that one up if you're into the Alien films because it's so well done. They literally, it's
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. So it does. Hang about. You're a games developer. You've not played Alien Isolation.
Well, you can apply that to any game. That logic, Ollie. You know, I've seen the trailer. You know, but I haven't played it. No, but
I'm surprised with that. I would go as far to say is that Alien Isolation is the best video game involving like aliens in general.
100%. There's people who would argue with that with the old Alien versus Predator games, but the Alien
be wrong.
Yeah, the Alien films for me, I mean, Alien 1, an absolute masterpiece. Mm-hmm. The fact that there's this massive ship with one creature on that ship that is the most terrifying thing you've ever seen, and the fact of that how it actually gets there, that freaked me out as a child. I must have watched that. I think I was 8 years old or something like that when I managed to see that on a VHS, and I was hooked. From a small boy, I was like a little bit terrified at the same time, but I thought this is amazing. The design of it and everything, the way it looked. It was perfect. It was the perfect design. He actually built that from his inspiration behind it. I don't know if you know this. I've got a Geiger book knocking about somewhere.
Nightmare.
No, that's a computer game, wasn't it? That was
no. I thought he had a nightmare. I thought it was.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. No, he had many nightmares. Yeah, the guy was a little bit. I don't know if he was messed up, but he definitely had a very messed up imagination. But what most of the stuff that he actually drew, not just the alien, it was all based on like genitalia. Like if you look at the alien's head and you look at that.
Once you know it's obvious, you can see it. You know, but yeah.
And the face will go, I'm not you know what that is.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The underside. Yeah.
Though that I would have never impregnated my wife if I'm not going to go any further with that because I'll get that. One, I'll get killed.
I'm intrigued. Go on, what?
You know what I mean, though? That's what inspired him behind that. And that was, some might say, well, the guy was a bit of a perv that liked to draw, like turn sex organs into monsters.
Yeah.
But what he did was create, quite possibly, I don't think anybody can ever recreate a better looking alien and more terrifying looking. I don't think they can. I would love, and that's one of the reasons for doing this, because everybody tries to rip it off when they're doing some sort of beast.
You can't.
You just everything about it, the fact that it's got no eyes, it's got asses for blood, how it reproduces is these little hands, you know.
It's like a child in a playground, isn't it? So yeah. It's a monster, but it's an alien, but it's got two mouths. It's got another mouth inside its mouth. But to get born, it hugs your face and it puts the eggs in you, and then it comes out of your chest. You know, it just keeps magnifying itself.
Yeah, it's a terrifying beast. It really is. And of course, was it 1979 the original? I think it was 79.
Yeah, I think it was 79.
You've got to appreciate the effects, the practical effects back then, and like I said, the atmosphere it managed to capture. It's a character-driven film. Films nowadays lose that. And I think that's why it worked as well, you know.
That's one of the reasons I watched Aliens last night, actually, for doing this today.
Again,
and, yeah,
beautiful.
But one thing that struck me was the character development of Ripley through that, because when she wakes up and then she ends up having to go on this mission because she's clearly psychologically damaged, and it's that there's a point with her where she realizes she's going to have to be. I suppose it's with the when she's in the car, you know, and the Marines are first going off into it, and she knows what they're going to come across, and there's like a reluctance where she realizes that she's going to have to take charge of this situation,
because
even though she doesn't want to. Yeah. It's a really cool part of the film.
Yeah. What was that car called?
There is a name.
Yeah, isn't it? That is the most coolest thing. I was showing you guys tonight the chance to show
There's a thing called a bat car.
Yes, there is, but that was before the cool bat car. That's what inspired the cool bat car. But I'm getting a bit of a dab hand at Lego. Guys, see, look at that. I'm quite proud of this little beast. I made it for my son. I can't
believe you didn't make.
But my dad made me and I still remember this. He made me the Aliens car out of Lego.
Cool.
And he did a right job on it. Apart from it was yellow.
Oh,
because I had loads of yellow bricks, but it looked amazing. It looked just like I had the turret on top and everything. But people say it went downhill from there with Alien 3. Now I like Alien 3.
I don't like the special effects.
No. They mixed CGI in with practical, because they did a puppet, didn't they? They did when it was running through the thing, and it was like on the strings.
Grim.
I think the reason Alien 3 didn't work at the box office as much was because of the fact that we just had Aliens, where there's literally thousands of the buggers running around killing people, and then we got back to one again.
A singular alien, yeah.
I think that was the my personal opinion of why that failed. Yeah.
Turned a psychological horror film into an action film.
Yeah. I liked what they did when they started to experiment more with what the alien would look like if it landed on a dog. I mean, in the directors, there's two versions of that, by the way.
Yeah.
That film.
That's funny.
Yeah, there's one where it lands on a dog, and one where it lands on like an ox or something like that. Now. The dog won't work. The ox didn't. That's why they cut the ox. But I think first of all, it was going to be an ox, because if you watch the director's cut, you can see that there is a big ox thing, and the face hugger goes on that. But that what I did like about Alien 3, I liked how it was filmed in the corridors. You know, when it's running, and you can see like the fisheye effect.
Yeah,
I remember that, and I kind of like the fact that she died in the end. I did like that. I liked when she holded it and she held that alien like it was her own flesh and blood.
That came out after Terminator 2, though, didn't it? That film.
I think it did. Yes.
Yeah,
That's one of my favourite films, but it's not an alien film. But I love Terminator 2.
No. But I think that they were trying to get that moment, weren't they? Like the end of Terminator 2, they were trying to.
The bit that I cry at every time.
It gets me.
I don't know why you cry. No, it's all right. Stop it. Just. Yeah.
But it's something I can never do. I can't do Arnie.
Get out. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of
my friend can do an amazing Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
My friend can as well. Andy can.
the only thing that's my Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's my Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Again.
It's either my Arnold Schwarzenegger impression or my alien sound.
Do both.
No, that is it. That's if I was an alien, that's the noise I would make.
I thought you were asking him which one to. Yeah.
Somebody asked me today. Said, can you ask your guests if? So I'll start with you, Daz. If you were an alien, what noise would you want to make?
What I want to make. You know, I think about this every damn day. But now the question is not.
I promised him I'd ask the question.
Right. Okay. What would I make if I'm an alien? How do you answer that? How do you possibly answer that?
You answer that with a noise.
I know what noise I'd make.
Go on, Lee.
Just because how much more terrifying can be an alien than being an alien that sniffs somebody's hair?
The hair sniffing alien.
You just wake up in the middle of the night and there's an alien grey behind you going.
I think if you wanted to terrify someone, the most blood-curdling sound from an alien possibly would be jingle, jangle. Something like that, you know, but...
Jimmy Savile?
No!
Now then. Oh, God, no, let's not talk about him. That will get me bad.
Let's move on quickly.
Yeah, but after... So a lot of people say they hated 3. I didn't hate 3, but then it went to 4, and that was just. I was like, "What is going on? What have they done?" You know, I mean, is that even possible to get DNA from lava? Well, not lava. What is it? Molten lead? Was it?
I think they're just explaining it's sci-fi. Hey, we can do what we want.
Yeah.
You know, it's that kind of mentality. But it didn't work for me at all.
Maybe they got the DNA before, but that wouldn't explain the alien DNA as well. Do you know what I mean? It had to be the DNA from the pit of molten lead.
Yeah, I can't remember Alien 4 at all.
No, you don't want to.
Probably a reason for it.
I remember a basket. Is there a basketball scene?
Yes, there is a basketball scene.
What's that about?
That's the best bit of the film. I'll tell you something though. Sigourney Weaver, she's fit. You know, she's growing. She's doing well with age.
Right.
She could probably do. And before we come on to Prometheus and Covenant, but I don't know if you guys do you know about the film that she was asked to be in?
Yes, I do.
The Blomkamp one.
The Blomkamp one, whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yes.
And Hicks was going to. Not Hicks as Terminator, isn't it? Is it?
No, Corporal Hicks. Yeah. I forgot the name of the actor. I'm rubbish with the actor's name.
Michael Bean. Yeah, I heard about that. I got so pumped up, and that went on for about a year, and then it just fell flat. It got cancelled. I was like, "Wow, what's the bloody hell?"
The concept art looked amazing.
It did, didn't it? Apart from the weird kind of like Sigourney Weaver wearing a alien helmet, that was. That was.
Do you know what the concept art reminded me of? It reminded me of your Tim Burton's Death of Superman Lives concept.
Yeah,
art.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Which one's that? Is that the one where
Nicolas Cage was going to be
Nicolas
Superman?
Cage? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I'm still in the camp of that would have been ace.
It's just the receding hairline. I've got a bit of a receding hairline, but it doesn't seem to work for Superman.
They'd have glued some hair on him.
Mind you, if you look at Henry Cavill nowadays in the new Superman,
thank you, Mr. DB Cooper. And yes, happy. Is it Thanksgiving, isn't it, in America? What a time to put a show on. I didn't even think.
I was exactly last Thursday years old when I found out Henry Cavill was British.
Really?
Yes. I had no idea.
Well, you learn something every day. But yeah, he's receding, if you notice, slightly.
He started. Thank you, Mr. DB Cooper. You are the top man. Thank you very much, mate. The first thing I saw Henry Cavill in was the Tudors. Have you seen it?
No.
It's pretty good, to be fair. There's a lot of sexy time in it.
Yeah, the wife's nodding off camera with a big smile on her face, going, "I've seen it." Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Me and the missus used to watch it before we had children. But yeah, it's quite good. But yeah, the Alien franchise kind of went massively downhill after that. With Alien 4. But there's a lot of people that had kind of like problems with Prometheus when Ridley Scott tried to like reboot it. But I kind of like Prometheus, I have to say.
I quite like it.
All right, guys. What is it you like about Prometheus? What is it that draws you in?
I think what you said earlier on when we were talking, I like the concept of it. I like the idea of those things seeding Earth essentially, and then the aliens being like a genetically created creature just to kill people, because it makes sense then, doesn't it, of why they're so good at it?
Yeah.
Well, Prometheus as well, there isn't an alien. You know, I don't think it's been created yet, because the alien is a creation from, spoiler alert, it's creation from David. That's the way that Ridley's going around about it. So David the android, when you're going into Covenant, actually was creating this alien. But the problem I have with Prometheus and Covenant is if you look at the engineers, so the engineers was what was known as the space jockey from the original Alien film did you see the size of that motherfucker?
I know what you're going to say. Yeah.
He was massive. I'm not kidding. He was like the length of my living room.
Yeah.
He was a massive alien.
Nephilim.
Nephilim. Exactly. Thanks for bringing the ufology into this, Lee. And ancient aliens. That's what I want.
Anyone would think it was your channel, but here we are.
If you put the engineer next to the original space jockey, I guarantee, and people could go look at this after the show, go measure him. He will honestly, the original space jockey, the elephant man, not that elephant man, but he looks, with a trunk thing. Yeah. He dwarfs the actual engineers. I get where he's going, but if you look at them men in spacesuits, I don't know why I'm doing this, but if you look at them when they're on, have we got a Lego man lying about, or is it?
I'm looking if I might have one for some reason.
I'm just trying to. Usually there's a Lego man. Now there you go. This is
Ollie's running around like, I need a Lego man. I need a cat.
Honestly, you're not going to believe. You are not going to believe this. You are not going to believe this. But this Lego man is an actual one of the classic.
I absolutely believe it.
No, that wasn't planned. That wasn't planned. This is my son's from my son's spaceship. But the scale.
I've also got this full size scale model of the Nostromo.
You imagine that's that gun thing, yeah? That engineer sat in, and there's these little spaceman crawling on that gun, looking inside that space jockey's stomach to see what's come out of it, and his hand looks like a thumb going into his stomach. That thing was massive.
Maybe it was a father's head situation. Maybe he was close and the other alien was far away.
Perspective. Yeah.
But we'll move on from the scale thing.
I know what you're getting at. I agree with you with that.
I like what he did with the spacesuit, but they needed to be bigger. But I think if you make a man that big, he's just going to look ridiculous, isn't it?
Anyone would think.
Hands like Stephen Greer.
anyone would think he had a great Anyone would think he made a great film, and then years later he had another idea.
You'd think that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
The way it pans out. Oh God.
I was a bit delayed there,
Somehow make
Stephen Greer. I've got another Greer. Oh, it's covering Daz up. So, God,
Too many Greers in the air.
I swear to God, this is going to kill my show. I tried to sit and watch through Alien Addict the other day, and they were talking about films, but then they just started to talk about Greer's hands and all sorts of stuff.
It's okay, mate. People forgive you for things. I did a podcast the other day which had entirely visual elements. I don't know if you know how brave it is to do a podcast with only visual elements.
How does that work?
I'm not sure yet.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's an upcoming podcast.
Oh no, it's up. It's been uploaded. People have listened to it, but yeah.
Pardon the pun, but I've got to see that.
About that one.
It was supposed to be a YouTube show, but I didn't record. I didn't record the video properly.
Oh, so does he just say must see audio? Does he just have the thumbnail and then there's no
Pretty
audio?
much. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
What do you think about the inclusion of the Predator in Alien films? Because I've got a big problem with all the Alien versus Predator films.
So it belongs in comics. I agree with that. I'm not a big comic lover, but
fan service, isn't
you know that's only because I can't bloody read. But it belongs in comics. I think I love when they mix stuff in, like Batman versus the Alien or whatever, RoboCop versus Terminator. It's all good fun.
Anyone watch the short, the Batman versus Predator short they did on YouTube?
Yes, the fan made one about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Somebody dropped some coin on that, didn't they?
Yeah, that was impressive.
I have not seen this.
Check that out, that is amazing. This was about 15 years ago now. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Batman versus Predator.
Yeah, a little fan-made short. It's brilliant.
I can see how that could work, though, to be fair.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
The guy they've got to play Batman it seems perfect. It just seems right. Yeah, check it out.
So yeah, this will move swiftly on into the Predator subject as well. But yeah, the Alien versus Predator, what were they doing?
Action movie and psychological horror films thrust together.
It was just this, clearly. That's all. Is it fan service? They're just the popcorn. They're not to be taken deeply. You can study Aliens, and even Alien 3, Alien versus Predator 1 and 2. You can just watch it with your brain. Leave your brain at the door, popcorn, and just enjoy it for what it is if you can enjoy it. But no, there's nothing really to even study. I wouldn't even say in that.
I like was it the last one where you had or was it the first one? I can't remember. Where just the idea was that the Predator was just a hunter and he was using the alien as big game.
Which is
like
what it should be.
Yeah, because it made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what he did in the comics, wasn't it? That was the kind of the whole thing. I
haven't read the comic.
No, I haven't. I've looked at the pictures, but they're
really pretty.
Also, they used Wayland was actually Bishop, same actor, and that unless that was like in Prometheus, how David was modeled on. Who was he modeled? I can't remember who he was modeled on now. He was modeled after Man, but he wasn't modeled on Wayland himself. But Wayland, and then you look at Bishop in the future, whether they thought, I'm going to use this actor to say that he made the android and based it on himself, because that's what the android at the end of Alien 3 said, that had half his ear hanging off that looked really weird. Do you when he got hit with the
in the scrap?
Sigourney Weaver house. The bloke, the guy that was locked up for, I don't know if he was locked up for rape or something like that. But he hit the android, what he thought was the android at the end, but it wasn't. He said he was Wayland. So there's a whole time thing that doesn't work, because then they make Alien versus Predator, and they have Wayland what's his surname? Wayland Yutani, and they use him, the same actor as Bishop, and it just did not work whatsoever. It was just weird. And
so we're just trying too hard to provide fan service. That's what it was to me.
I'm surprised it got a sequel. I really am. I mean, it must have made some dollar to get a sequel.
Wasn't like 3 of them.
2.
If there's 3 of them, I don't know about it.
Oh, it's only 2. I thought there was 3.
Yeah.
I must be sticking a Predator film in there as well.
Oh, Predator. They're making a new. Yeah, like you say, I'll link onto it because they're making a new one as well. One of those.
Yeah. I didn't like the last one.
Was awful.
It was with the big giant one.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing was, yeah, I was when that came out, I was in hospital, and I wasn't at death's door, but that was definitely like 2 days ago. I was still pretty sick when I was in hospital. I remember watching that, thinking, "Fucking hell, I should have probably gone 2 days ago because this is terrible."
All right.
Me and my mate Stu, who's in the chat now. Miss you too, mate. I haven't seen you in a long time because of 2020. You guys not see the chat?
Yeah.
No.
Oh no! If you click on the side of your screen, you've got private chat and then comments. If you click comments, you'll see them.
You see, there we go.
Somebody mentioned earlier that guy's not seen 2001: Space Odyssey. So
that guy apologizes.
That guy's name's on screen.
Which film are we talking about now? I've totally fucking gone.
Alien versus Predator, I think.
Yeah, Alien versus Predator. It needs to be just left in the comics. Leave it. I mean, Disney has bought Alien franchise now. That worries me.
And they
worries me.
Clearly.
Yeah. That worries me.
Aliens versus Obi-Wan, Alien versus Iron Man. They're all coming.
I don't know what you're worried about. They did an awesome job with Star Wars.
They did a great job with the Mandalorian.
Do you know what? I think I'm the only person in the world.
I don't watch Star Wars. So
I was just going to say I'm the only person in the world who doesn't really like Star Wars.
You're the same, Lee.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't feel too bad now. Thank you.
I like Yoda. The bad lip syncing song with Yoda and about seagulls is fucking amazing.
Listen, I loved Star Wars as a child. I loved it. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I must have watched them over and over and over again. But I think unless you are a really big Star Wars fanatic, and I understand why people would be, there's 3 films that are amazing. Very well done for the time. You got to appreciate them for that. For a bit of a fun factor, the great for the kids. Mm-hmm. But then there's the train wreck of what they did with the
episodes 1 to 3,
the prequels, and I don't like what they did with the new ones. I really don't. I think the special effects are out of this world. I think they're amazing. I mean, it's Disney. What do you expect?
Yeah,
but. No, for me, I mean, I think they did a lot better job with the new Star Treks. I really do.
The new Netflix series?
No, not the new Netflix series.
I haven't seen it. Like lots of people like it.
It starts off really good, but I've just been watching the new one, and it's why do I keep going blurred? I've just been watching the new one. It's kind of like it's losing its way. What they did with the new Star Treks were quite good with the whole team. The new films where they even looked like Kirk, even looked a bit like Kirk. You know, the actors did a great job of recreating them old actors. I even like what they did where they brought Leonard Nimoy back, and it was like a time clock.
Yeah,
I thought it was really well done. And again, a film that could probably stand a bit of time, and I could show my children that when he's a little bit older.
Simon Pegg writes those, doesn't he?
Does he write them?
Yeah,
he's done a great job.
Well, let's face it. I like him. I think he's a great writer and he's a reasonable actor. But the only reason he would be in a big blockbuster Star Trek film like that is if he'd wrote it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
It's
Sorry?
Scotty. It's Scotty, isn't it?
He's Scotty, yeah. I tell you something. I tried to get my dad some Montgomery Scott whiskey for Christmas last year, and you just can't get it anywhere. I don't know if he's a massive whiskey. Yeah, they've done a Montgomery Scott whiskey, and apparently it's really good. But you just
I
cannot
don't know
get
the
it.
reference.
Because Scotty used to drink whiskey constantly. He was always pissed down the engine room.
Oh, was that the whiskey?
Yeah, and that's the same as my dad, because my dad used to be in the Merchant Navy, and he was always pissed down the engine room as well.
It's not stereotypical at all, is it? That he's Scottish and he just drinks whiskey. You know,
It's almost like him doing stand-up and being a comedian.
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't really want to speak about Star Trek and Star Wars. I think the kind of obvious ones, but I think so. Yeah, Prometheus for me, a lot of people hate it, but I think the concept there, what he's trying to do with that, it'll be interesting to see where it goes, because apparently he is picking up with the third installment of the prequels to find out how it ends up and how the engineer manages to grow another 6 foot to get in that chair.
Maybe the engineer was like sort of a teenager.
And get him a bigger chair as well and a bigger ship. So, I mean, if we're going to talk about one of the classics, and please tell me you've seen this one, Das. Close Encounters.
yes,
Of the Third Kind.
Christ, yes. Let's make mountains out of mashed potato. Yes, I've seen that one.
So, Das, we'll start with you on this one then.
I haven't seen it. No, I have. Yeah, go on. What's the question?
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. There isn't a question. It's just your actual views on it.
Well, apparently, didn't Spielberg, I don't know if it was recent, and when I say recent, maybe about 5-10 years ago, maybe longer, go on record as saying when he made that film, he actually got guidance and information from people. Do you know where I'm going with this? You're nodding, Ollie. You know I'm going with this, don't you?
Yeah, he met up with the guy from Project Blue Book.
Is that what it was?
What's his name? What's the guy's name? So Osvaldo Franco. What's his name?
Edgar Allan Hynek.
Yeah. He met up with him on set for that. Apparently, he was either on set or before set, but he definitely. I know Spielberg met up with him.
But I'm going to kind of go on a tangent here, but doesn't that make you think, why would he meet up with somebody if these things don't exist? Then what's this guy doing telling him about this stuff?
Yeah, the guy that disproved everything on his in his little go. Yeah.
Who disproved it?
No, well, Alan Hynek, didn't he? Until he became like the UFO guy in the end. For Project Blue Book, he basically just put everything off, didn't he? Like,
I think some of them he probably did
everything. Maybe.
Yeah, but I think this was when he'd actually stopped working for Project Blue Book.
Was it?
Yeah, when he actually met with Spielberg.
Because he spent his whole career there going like for when he was working with Project Blue Book, going nope. Last day, nope. Day after, they're all fucking real. You know, it's he changed so quickly.
The film, the way he kind of shows the abductions, everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've listened to people talk to me about themselves being abducted, and whether they've been watching too much Close Encounters of the Third Kind or not, you know, it's. I think he was onto something. I think Spielberg knew he was something. Yeah, he knew stories, whatever. I mean, I don't know about them going a load of spaceships going across and landing at a base and them seeing them or that whatever. What's that mountain called? The devil? Is it the Devil's Peak? I'm going to say Devil's Toenail then, because it looks a bit like a toenail.
Table
potatoes, and I'll recreate it and we'll work it out.
Is it table?
Yeah,
it's
table. The Devil's. Anyway, it's the way he's done that film and everything based around that mountain and them going and gathering there. I even love the way they communicate as well. You know, do 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 do.
That's a good impression. I like that.
I wanted to use that.
You don't want any copyright strikes by your own voice.
I once used it. I did get a strike from.
Yeah, change the key.
It was a friendly strike, but I wanted to use that. You know, my opening Alien Addict thing that where it says Houston, the Eagle has landed, whatever. I wanted the do 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 do. No, can't have it.
If you just drop that like a semitone, you won't notice the difference, and it'll sound exactly the same, and you won't get a strike.
Okay, we'll work on that, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Must See Audio, you can work on my audio because I want that bad boy. But yeah, it is one of probably the greatest alien film, although it's not the most scary. It's not scary at all, really, is it? But it shows abduction. It shows people's emotions when it comes to nobody believing you, what's going on.
And I think the timing of that film was right as well.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Was that before or after E.T.? It was after E.T., wasn't it?
It was before. It did Jaws, then Close Encounters, then E.T.
Right, okay.
I cried at E.T. I went to see it at the cinema. Mum and Dad took me, and I can still remember crying to E.T. You hated it.
I keep forgetting we're live and we're here saying we cry. Yeah, I cried. Whatever. Deal with it.
Well, hang about. Daz, let me just go to this heartless bastard here that hates E.T. What's the problem with E.T.?
Because my son made me watch it like 40 times maybe in the course of like 3 days. And I just got sick of every time. It's the bit where he's dying and he sat there. No. But he's lying there, like on the bathroom floor, looking like some sort of cured meat. And he just fuck off, just pass.
He does look like one of them sausages, doesn't he? Them powdered sausages, what they called.
Can you imagine that in the trailer? Phone home, just fuck off, will you?
That's the best thing I've heard in months. E.T. looks like some cured meat.
I'd have him directly in a slicing machine.
I did think you were going to say a heroin addict, but I'll go with cured meat.
Broken.
Yeah, but I mean, they drew my heartstrings, and then they remade it with all the special effects that were shite.
Me too. Me too.
Do you know what? What Lee's just said, E.T., I've seen it. I enjoy it. But I do think, and please don't fall out me, Ollie, but I do think it is slightly overrated. I really do.
I think it shows the change in people's attention span as well. Because, I mean, it's a long, drawn-out, slow-build film.
Yeah.
And a kid's film. Yeah. And that just doesn't go together anymore.
Particularly, exactly, nowadays, no chance. But, yeah,
well, this is it.
But that's as far as it. You know, I'm saying it tugs at the heartstrings. It knows, when to pull those stunts. But overall, that Lee's just summed it up perfectly. It's very drawn out.
If we go back to the 2001 Space Odyssey, and we're on about the artist that put the monolith out in the American desert. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing an ET prank. And dropping a load of Smarties in the wood.
And a slab of cured meat.
I would just say, and a pepperami at the end of it.
So you're both not ET fans?
Not really.
I like it. I don't mind it. I understand I get the magic of it. I get that.
Poor man's Mac and Me, innit?
I've never seen Mac and Me.
Have you not?
Oh. I have never seen Mac and Me.
I haven't seen it, but I remember that coming out as an ET cash-in about a year ago.
Yeah, absolutely. He drank cherry Coke. That's what kept him alive, was cherry Coke.
Really? Was it sponsored? I'm presuming it was sponsored by Coca-Cola.
I'm pretty sure of it, yeah.
It probably made all its money on Coca-Cola. I mean,
cured meat, sorry.
if we are on childhood films from
I know
our
what
from
I know what you're going to say.
that's my impression. That's my impression of Flight of the Navigator.
I thought that was Sloth from Goonies.
Yeah, so did I. But mate, he was
That's
handicapped,
Max.
not an alien.
Don't take piss, mate. Christ.
that film was like, I must have watched that film as a child over and over again. That was probably like a daily driver for me.
I was
Flight of the
saying,
Navigator.
I watched that so much.
Never saw
You've never seen Flight of the Navigator?
I've seen it now.
I think you
I
think
think that's
the
gonna
same
kick out.
thing now. I think if you were to watch it now, and if I was to watch it now, we'd think the same thing. Is that it's another long drawn out child film. But I enjoyed the the ship in that is. I mean, it's like a liquid metal sort of thing. That it's all very cool. They did a good job there.
It's like what we're talking about now with like the fact that they're using metamaterials and they can actually do what they can do, this type of thing. I mean, that craft in there describes a lot of what people see when they say it changes shape and stuff like that. That opening scene as well. I'm sorry to break off from the craft, but the opening scene when the frisbee and you think the frisbee is a UFO at the beginning, and the dog catches it in the air. It's just, I think it's a great. Well, this is my problem now with films of today. They don't. I mean, fair enough. That might not be everybody's cup of tea now because it's a kids' film, but it's a bloody well done kids' film. Thank you for the super sticker, wreaking havoc, my friend.
I think, like you're saying, all there. I think the thing is, films they just lack heart. That's what they do. They don't have the heart that films had back then. You know, it's not there anymore.
That craft, I can't get over that craft. Honestly, have you seen the craft, Daz?
Is it the gold?
No,
no, it's
silver.
not gold. No.
Well, it would be gold if you put it in a gold room because the gold would reflect off.
But it's like that sort of classic teardrop metallic spaceship looking thing. It's cool.
I'm gonna have to clearly check this out.
And for its time, the way that craft morphed, it looked like wizardry. You know, I'd never seen a special effect like it. I don't think anybody had it. It was probably the state of at the time when that got released. That was probably the best special effect going.
Who made that? Do you remember? Who was it? What studio? A big production.
I have no idea.
It was a big film, but I have no idea who did it. I don't know who directed it or anything like that.
Yeah, so
someone Google it for us in the chat. Come on.
What you got for us? What is one of the most other than what we've mentioned?
War of the Worlds.
Okay, which one?
The first one, and the one with Tom Cruise in. They're both great. But yeah, War of the Worlds has always been one of my favorite things. I love the musical as well. I can't remember who does the music for the musical. The musical's great.
I would love to see that live. I've never seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen clips on YouTube.
Who is it that does the music for it? I forgot now.
Ding ding ding, ding 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 ding.
That's the music, not the writers.
It was good though.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But I remember being a kid when I first got that, and I remember lying down, and I'd always put like a towel or something over my eyes to try and help me visualize what was going on in the story.
Very good.
Did you say you've got the chat up, Lee?
Yep.
Yeah, so if you do see anything in the chat, like somebody answering the question to who's the writer, just let me know and I'll pin it up because
somebody just put Ginger Steve, directed by I'm guessing he's referring to Flight of Navigator, Ollie. Directed by Randall Kleiser, who did Grease, and written by Mark H. Baker.
That's impressed me that Ginger Steve knows that. He's a clever man though, but I didn't know he'd be into that type of thing.
I'm more happy with Alien Girl 111's Coke. Mac the alien prefers Coke comments.
Coca-Cola.
Williams.
I'm liking this
Navigator.
live chat thing. I just wish I could concentrate on you guys and read the chat. It's like I need
Can you not
somebody
see it?
else.
Can you not see it
I
from
can,
what you...
s- I can see. Daz, do you not remember me at school?
Yes, I do.
I was in the bottom set for everything.
Oh, you weren't.
I was. I couldn't. No, I was. No, science, I was in a high set until I decided to put my head in the bag for the entire lesson as a dare, and then I got moved down. Yeah. Me and Darren used to
clearly
go to
not the
school
room
together.
for you.
No, it's probably my own fault that I can't really read and write. But yeah, the War of the Worlds. I saw the original one many years ago, and that's the one with the teardrop spaceships with the kind of like fingers coming out the top of it with the green eye. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
then
another great like UFO.
yes, maybe a lot of these UFOs that we kind of see on the internet are just inspired from things like the Navigator, things like War of the Worlds. What did you think to Tom, the Scientologist's view of War of the Worlds?
I thought that was really good as well. There's something about that that story that seems to like transcend settings, because I mean the original book was based in the Victorian times, wasn't it? If you read the book, and then the radio show was set in the 50s, I think. That
scared the living shit out of everybody.
Yeah. Then you had the film in the 50s, and then you had the film in modern times, and realistically, it's exactly the same story.
So when that broadcast, and it was H.G. Wells,
yeah.
When that broadcast went out, he scared the living daylights out of
absolutely
the country thought we were being invaded by Martians.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I mean, now. Do you know what the version of that now is?
I don't think we can say on this channel.
Ghostwatch.
But it's the platform that we're using. You know, it's this type of thing. That's somebody can easily put something together, a little video of something, and people. For a big example, that the artist that put that monolith out, again going back to that, you know, people have been wondering for the past week what the fuck that is.
But what would it take now, though, for something like that to shock people?
Yeah,
I mean,
it takes a lot now.
Yeah, you're only talking about a matter of months ago that the US was it the Army or Navy or where did the Tic Tac video come from? Navy.
Apparently TTSA got the hands on it. Yeah, but it is from the Navy.
Yeah, but when it officially got released, I mean, obviously anyone that's interested in this sort of thing saw it when it was first sort of leaked out. But then when they come out and confirmed it, you know, you've basically got like off-world visitation confirmed by like a major Western power, and everyone went, "Oh right, have you watched British Bake Off?"
Yeah,
nobody cares.
I know what you mean there, because when the Pentagon said, "Yeah, these are UFOs," it's like, okay, and it's exactly what you said. People just kind of went along with the day.
Yeah, I think I did it for about 5 weeks on a row, because I remember that it came out on a Friday, and for about 5 Fridays on a row, I remember putting a tweet out around about the same day, same time, saying, "Oh, just so everyone remembers, it was like 4 weeks ago when the off-world visitation was confirmed." And it's crazy.
But go on. Sorry, Lee, no, I'm done.
I'm just saying what you're saying there. I think we discussed this last time, Ollie. It's one of those things where it's like the media. The reason people don't pay attention is because when these things are reported on mainstream media, it's usually the end of the show, and it's seen as a laugh. You know, I'm not allowed to know.
X-Files music
seen in the skies. It's played for laughs, so it's automatically played down. Nobody ever takes it seriously.
The only one that's give it a proper time of day is Joe Rogan, and on a mainstream like platform.
Mm.
but he has the mainstream as well. So
Yeah.
that sometimes makes me think, is he in on it?
I don't care if he's in on it. I'll follow it. I fucking love Rogan.
No, I think you've got you got a Rogan tattoo.
What? Oh God, no! I'd never get somebody else's face tattooed on my body. That'd be so weird.
Just Joe's.
Maybe. My friend's designing a tattoo for me at the minute, so she's gonna do something. Might get like a little Rogan head on it.
I love Joe Rogan. I do. I know what you're saying though. That he's very much he's given people a voice in this type of subject.
Yeah. Like you man, Freeber, is it the pilot?
Fravor.
Yeah, you give him like what 2.5, 3 hours to explain his story, and then that has gone on to him doing like the podcast with Lex. Is it Lex Freeman?
Yep.
Yeah. That's pushed this sort of thing out so much more than it would have been without that.
Do you think they're going to make a film on it?
I mean, probably.
You know, the Nimitz incident. That's a good. There's the name, guys. There's the name.
I mean,
the Nimitz incident.
Talking about like UFO films, let's face it, they made a fucking Battlefield film.
What are you talking about? You're talking about battleships.
Oh, sorry, battleships. Sorry, I had Battlefield LA in my head as well.
God, but I can't. But I've actually got that's written down. Battleship invasion movie, battleships.
And Battlefield LA is one of the worst films of all time.
No, but it's got a great track in there. Great soundtrack.
Is it?
But yeah. But that's it. Mr. DB Cooper, thank you very much. I'll pay if you get Ollie's face tattooed on you. If which Daz or Lee, which one should have my face tattooed on?
Both. One on each cheek.
Well, actually, Lee, no. If you'd have had my face tattooed on you, you'd have started that.
If DB Cooper pays enough, I'll tattoo your face on my face. I am fucking open for advertisement.
Do you know what? I really wanted to put Face Off on this list because technically it is Alien because a man had something on his face that wasn't his own, so it was Alien. You know, that's a great film, Face Off. Thank you, Mr. DB Cooper. I appreciate that. But yeah, War of the Worlds. If for anybody who may not have seen the original one, I can't really remember it other than the aliens looked shit. They had, you know, for the time they probably looked amazing. But yeah, they didn't look amazing, but the crafts look good. And I like the idea of the tripod things. I love the fucking noise they make on the Tom Cruise one, on the new one.
Yeah.
I say new, it's not that new, but that.
Yeah.
That's me tonight. I'm just going to make the shitty sound effects ever. But you know when they're coming out of the ground and you hear that like the air horn thing.
Yeah. No, it's a great film. Like I say, even the Tom Cruise one I think is really good.
Do you like Tom Cruise, Lee? I don't mean like that. I mean, do you just...
I find it very interesting. Did anyone see the other day that he just popped a 50-second video up on YouTube explaining to people how to tie the shoelaces?
People need
no, but I need to watch that. I need to show my son that as well.
But it's fucking hilarious because he says to bend the other leg, and he's like, "Yeah, you bend that leg. It's counterintuitive, man, but it works." And it's fucking great.
Was it Tom Cruise or was it a deep fake?
No, it was fucking Tom Cruise.
It definitely wasn't a deep fake because I've seen there's a guy doing impressions of Tom Cruise at the minute. It's a deep fake guy.
Oh yeah, that guy doesn't look like Tom Cruise. He hardly sounds like him as well.
Is it
I look more like Tom Cruise right now.
I wouldn't mind looking like Tom Cruise, to be fair. That man looks well for his age. How old is he now? Is he like 50 something?
700.
You need to raise your chair.
He probably is 700. raise it or lower it.
You need to raise it.
Tom Cruise is tall.
No, doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, I get you. The other film that he was War of the Worlds, he did well, and I think there's a lot of people that take the piss out of Tom Cruise.
He's a great actor.
He's a fucking fantastic actor.
It is.
Have you seen Oblivion with him in?
Yes, I like Oblivion.
Darren, you've not
No.
seen. Basically, every film that's on this list has got
I've not seen.
Daz has not seen this. Yep.
You've sent me a copy. I'm going to watch all these films.
To be fair, I sent you the list today. You couldn't have possibly got through these. But Oblivion is... I love Oblivion. And the music in that is superb. That's done by one of my favourite bands, M83, did the whole soundtrack for that. But that if spoiler alert, guys, I don't know if I want to spoil it for people, but if you've not seen Oblivion, you need to watch it.
It's like 10 years old, isn't it?
It's something like that, yeah.
Yeah, spoil away.
Yeah, I remember that coming out.
Okay. So Tom Cruise and this fit woman that he has to work with in this tower above Earth, they go out and they maintain these things that are kind of sucking the water up. Am I describing this rightly?
I think so.
Not very good at telling stories, but he maintains them across all of America. No, in a zone. Sorry, in a zone. Mm-hmm. It's been a while since I've watched this film, but he keeps getting memories. Am I right, Ely? To keep getting flashbacks, doesn't he? To this lady that he in this dream, but it turns out that Tom is a clone, and
they basically ripped Moon off. If we're honest,
well, yeah, but Moon's not alien. Moon's, I love. Is it Sam Neill? Sam Neill, Moon.
Is that with Kevin Spacey as the AI?
Yes, Kevin Spacey. He's the actor Sam Neill.
No. It was Moon. Moon was like an indie film.
Where he was a clone
on his own.
It wasn't Sam Neill, was it?
I'm sure it's Sam Neill.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You mean Sam Neill from Jurassic Park? Sam Neill?
Oh no, that's Sam Neill. Yeah.
You both
look at the main actor in the Moon.
All right, Ollie's on it.
The cast of The Mummy includes Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, and 16
Thanks, love, but not that one. Who is the main actor in the film The Moon?
That's the only time.
Barry said Sam Rockwell.
The cast of Moon includes
there we
Sam
are.
Rockwell,
Yeah, I knew it was a Sam. I was close.
Oh yeah. Well, close. But yeah,
that's a fucking fantastic film. It was almost on the list, but it's not an alien film.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's like Oblivion's the same film.
Though there is a UFO in it.
Is there?
Yeah, because I've watched it recently. There's an actual scene on the Moon where something goes like that straight across, and it has no point to it whatsoever. Whether they're saying that that's a spaceship in the future, because it is in the future.
Yeah.
But it's a UFO because I don't know what it is. It's unidentified. But yeah, Oblivion, they are all clones, but the Moon has been destroyed. And as far as they know, there is an alien race that's living on Earth that is trying to take over it. But it's actually the humans that are underneath. They're living underground. And the actual big, massive space station in the sky that you can see is a big, giant triangle. They think that's the mothership where all the humans are safe. And they're trying to make things better on Earth. Is Tom Cruise and this woman. And they get in touch with other stations, but all the stations are clones of Tom Cruise and this woman. And the actual space station upstairs is the alien ship. So you don't need to watch it now, but it's a good film. You need to watch it, guys. I did say spoiler alert. It's okay because I tell a story shit.
I was just going to say, don't worry about it because I feel like I haven't seen it now.
So, Daz, come on, what's on that? What else is on that list?
We've discussed them, Aliens, and it's one of the ones I mentioned as well, which I'm going to bring up now, Cube. Now
Go
you
on, 'cause
mentioned
I've not seen this.
I don't
Cube,
think
right.
I've seen Cube. I'm going to Google it while you're talking.
Yeah, sure. There's a trilogy, but only the first one's worth watching. Is usually the case. It's not particularly alien related, but it's one of those things that throughout, like you mentioned, Ollie, you're thinking, is this thing alien or not? And the way it looks, if you watch the trailer, you'll get what I mean.
You've just said that. I've got a question. Sorry to interrupt, but there you go. Alien or not?
There you go. Yeah.
Cube's not on there, though. Carry on.
Yeah. 6 or 7 strangers basically wake up in this cube. You know, how many sides on a cube are all identical? You know, all with a hatch.
8.
Whenever they go through one, it leads into another identical cube.
Okay.
And so on.
So it's almost like a parallel universe, so to speak.
Well, that's the thing. It's classed. It's billed as a sci-fi thriller, basically. But the idea, the characters in the film have conversation. Is this thing alien? Is it? They're trying to work it out themselves, like we are as the audience watching it. But it's a film I highly recommend. But each cube they go into, it will either be booby trapped or it won't be. And they never know. And they're trying to work out the way to get out of this damn thing when every single room is the same. It's very good. It's very
I just looked at the picture of it there. I haven't seen it.
I am going to watch that
Yeah.
before the weekend is out.
I
I'll
recommend
probably
that.
watch it tomorrow.
That's an indie film.
If you watch 2001 Space Odyssey.
I've never heard of it.
But
No, I
the sequence 8.
I want to watch it after. Yeah, I need to. I really do. I call myself a film buff and I haven't seen that. It's a disgrace.
So for the viewers of Alien Addict, they're here very much for the alien and the stuff that is kind of like maybe going on in real life. If we talk about actually no, quickly, we'll just go on this one because we have a super chat in the house. And it'd be rude not to. There you go. Stargate.
Absolutely. Oh, how did I not have that in my head?
Why have
love
I not got on the
Stargate.
list?
I fucking love it.
Film with the pyramids and is it what's his name? Kurt Douglas.
Kurt Russell.
No, Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Kurt Douglas.
Douglas.
Presents this. That's a great film.
And then they swap them out and get MacGyver in for the TV show. It's great.
From the film that spun off the series, didn't it? That spun off a massive spiral of it, but
Huge
the
franchise.
film was amazing.
Did the film not make a lot of money?
I don't think it did. I don't
No.
think it made that much.
Because
But
I've got a funny feeling that's one of the reasons why it turned into a TV show, is to try and recoup some of the money with the assets that they had.
Well, it worked apparently.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that John, who's wreaking havoc, by the way, has mentioned this, because that whole idea of Stargate's portals, actually being able to jump through something and get to the other side of space.
Well, it's a whole conspiracy theory in itself, isn't it? The Stargate thing, the idea that's why we go to war with certain countries is because there was Stargates there and all sorts. It's obviously complete bollocks, but it sounds ace.
What if it's not bollocks, Lee?
Exactly. What if it's that? And that's why like the sort of stuff we talk about, although we like cross our fingers hoping it's all real, it's modern day folklore, isn't it?
That's great. That hoping, keeping our fingers crossed, hoping it is real. That's the case. We are, aren't we? We are doing.
Yeah. Because, well, to be perfectly honest, if
Something.
you sit there and go, I know 100% all this stuff is real, then there's probably like a few people you need to see and medication that's involved.
Yeah.
Here's a question for us three and the viewers. What came first, though? Stargate or the TV series Ancient Aliens? Because I'm pretty sure Stargate probably inspired.
Oh, absolutely.
some of those guys.
Stargate was well before it. I was at school when Stargate came out.
No, I know. What's his name? I can never say his name. Bondikadin? What's his name?
Von Daniken.
Eric.
Von
Yeah.
Daniken.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Is that
I'm
the,
pretty, I'm pretty
Alien?
sure he wrote a load of books before this.
Oh, he
but
he wrote
Yeah.
Chariots of the Gods before
Yeah,
Stargate.
a
I've
long
read
time
Chariots
before.
of the Gods.
Is it a good book?
Yeah,
Thanks, Lee, for a bit. I can't read, but thanks.
that's my
thanks for it.
review.
Well, you read
What?
it to me one night.
What? I'll read you a chapter a night before you go to bed.
Is it a good book?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think so. I mean, I enjoyed it when I read it. I couldn't sit here and quote it, but I enjoyed it when I read it.
Can you not read us several chapters now, Lee?
I prefer if it didn't.
Do you own it?
Well, no, not now.
No.
I mean, you talk a lot. That was my like the when I was 16 or like something like that. I was like, I'm gonna read 984. I'm gonna read Animal Farm. I'm gonna read Chariot of the Gods because I read books that I thought would sound cool to people when I said, "Oh, I've read that."
See, when people used to tell, because somebody who doesn't read and don't really know much about books, and when people used to say to me, "Oh, have you read Animal Farm?" I'd be like, "No, but I've watched it. It was terrible."
Ollie.
I
have not watched it.
That is
You can use that, Lee.
that is a good joke, and it's getting logged.
So yeah, Stargate. Yeah, good call, mate. Good call. I can't believe I've not actually put that on the list.
Well, before we move on with films, then, if we're gonna at least scrape on a TV series, it would feel ridiculous if we didn't mention the X-Files.
What's that?
Never heard of it.
No,
But well, no. We've got two films there as well. One of them is not Alien at all.
no, one of them's not. Which is the better one of the two? But
With what's his name? Comedian.
yep, come on.
Great comedian.
Billy Connolly.
Yeah,
Billy Connolly.
I was just gonna watch him.
Drinks
squirm for a
whiskey.
second.
Drinks loads of whiskey.
Because that's
Yeah.
what the Scotch do.
I love Billy
Right,
Connolly.
guys, I'm going to have to nip away for 20 seconds. I need the
Yeah,
toilet.
no worries, mate. No worries.
I'm sorry about
We might speak about a film you've not seen, but
Well,
Yeah.
swapping the first time.
Yeah. By that we might speak about a film.
so yeah, X-Files.
Have
you rewatched them?
The X-Files. Oh, but at least 3-4 times.
If you rewatch them now, and you look at how a TV series progresses,
So ahead of its time, like properly ahead of its time.
because they touched on that, didn't they? They touched on the following on of episodes.
Yeah. There was that overall. I mean, realistically, over all the series, as far as X-Files goes, you've got the overarching story was Fox Mulder and his sister. You had sort of something that spanned series. No, I loved the X-Files. I remember it coming on, and I remember watching it when I was a kid, and it just blowing me away. Then I like anything I could get, anything like I'd go and get like the books, the audio books. I remember listening to a few of the audio books.
I used to have a pin-up of Dana Scully.
Yeah, I fancy
Gillian
it.
Anderson.
Yeah, I find it weird when people still fancy her. To be fair, but
no, I still fancy her.
Yeah,
To this day, I think she's doing well.
Mate,
she's British, isn't she?
You can do lots of things, but you can't fuck the past. It's not real. But
Dazzy's thinking, what the hell have I walked into?
What are we talking about now? X-Files.
The fact that I fancy Scully from X-Files.
That works both ways, doesn't it? You can't fuck the past, and you shouldn't fuck the future.
Oh, God. You're gonna get me for getting into a lot of trouble.
Do you reckon? I don't know what you guys have just discussed in the last minute or so, but do you not reckon X-Files might be one of the prime reasons why this whole conspiracy thing regenerated and got, built up? Because you think about it, since X-Files came out, that's when all the fun and games started with people like us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I suppose it took the sort of anti-gun government sentiment that was sort of
That's
brewed up from the Kennedy assassination and ran with it right down the road.
That's my best mate from Scotland. He drinks loads of he hates whiskey, but he's from Scotland. I haven't
Do you know
seen
what?
him in
You know
years.
what? For a split second, I thought you were friends with Steve McFadden.
No, but Steve Madden is he is a famous shoe designer. Apparently. Stephen, my man, I miss you very much. I think it's weird when my friends tune in to watch me as well, because they don't normally. They must be missing me.
I find it so weird when because with you being on an island of 80,000 people, that means it's pretty easy to know lots of people that are on the island. And when I find out people listen to my podcast, I go, oh shit! Like sometimes things you say can have consequences. But
is that an X-File? Is that an episode of X-Files, or is that a different film?
Behold a Pale Horse. I tried to read that, but I couldn't find the book, so I downloaded the audiobook of it. But the audio quality was that bad, I couldn't get through it. But apparently, Behold a Pale Horse is pretty stunning.
What is that? What is that about?
It's I think it's an ex-American. Was he a colonel or something like that? But basically, he maps out all the what we're going through and the idea of like New World Order and stuff like that. But yeah, there's lots of people have good things to say about Behold a Pale Horse.
If we're touching on TV series, I mean, there was and it's not what you call it, Taken, but do you remember Taken? Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
That were that one series and then cancelled. I think it was, wasn't it?
No, it was one series and that was it, done. It was finished.
Right.
Yeah. If anybody in the chat has not seen the TV series Taken, it starts from the Roswell crash,
right,
and it goes into present day that was then, but I think it was like 2003 or something. Could be earlier.
Is that the second sequel to Space Odyssey?
But Taken was really well done. I mean, it was a really, really good TV series that I think had some inspiration from the X-Files and on how they was telling the stories it followed on. But then Steven Spielberg did his magic and just told a very, very interesting story.
That's the weird thing. That's a series I kind of forgot about. But I remember coming across it and thinking, well, I just presumed, like I said there, that it had been cancelled. So I thought, well, there's no point watching it. You know what it's like if you think a series has been cancelled, there's no point getting into it. But if it is just one season and it's supposed to be like that, then I'll give it a whirl. Definitely. It really
what was the sci-fi film where the aliens were in the water? It was The Abyss. James Cameron.
Yes.
No, sorry, it was a TV series. Sorry, not film. And did they do two?
It got cancelled.
Series,
it got cancelled. That was fucking amazing as well. Pardon my French, but it was.
And like the last episode was just when the people that hadn't been taken over were going to go to war, weren't they?
Am I right by saying that it was something like a stingray in the water and it got hold of its host and it basically cloned them? It got rid of the body. Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
It was brilliant.
Oh,
I can't remember the name of it.
It was like set in some sort of like backwater American town, wasn't it? And the you ended up with a village which was half taken over and half not taken over.
Somebody said, Richard Norfolk says tripods. The river, it could be the river.
No, it wasn't the river. I don't think. I'm gonna look.
Tripods.
No, I think it's. I'm just catching up with the chat, guys.
It's just familiar.
The river. Oh,
it could be the river.
No, Lee says it's not.
It's such a shame that got cancelled because that was great. It was
amazing. It was one of my favorite.
Do you sometimes think though that some of these things get cancelled because people will see the actors and think, I don't know these actors, I'm not going to bother watching it?
Interesting.
I think there's just so much. There's so much choice now, isn't there? That's
It wasn't that, but if you remember with that though, there was no actors in there that he kind of really stood out to you, other than the sergeant, the guy who,
the main
sheriff,
guy,
the main
black guy, with the black hair.
He's been in loads of stuff, but that was I can't remember the name. It's going to kill me. That
it's like Manifest we're watching now. It's on the verge of being cancelled. I don't know if you watched that Manifest.
I started watching it, but I stopped watching that because I about 3 episodes in, I thought, there's no way this is going to end. Before it's cancelled.
Yeah, season 3's just been renewed, so yeah.
But you,
same as you, Lee. I'm kind of. I don't want to get too invested.
Yeah.
But Daz, you did mention the name of it when you thought that Lee was talking about that. The Abyss.
The Abyss. Yeah, Cameron.
That's a good film.
Do you know what? That's a real slow burner, is that one? It is. I remember watching that. God, when was that? Was it 95, 96 or something like that? 90s, weren't it? Or 80s even.
When do you remember when the water comes out and it we were talking about special effects for the time, that was insane. Yeah, that was like the T-1000, wasn't it? And it came straight up to the girl, and it was mimicking her face.
Yeah, that was ace.
Oh my god, yes, Osvaldo Franco will come. We will come on to that. Cocoon.
What's that? Cocoon, yeah, and its sequel, Cocoon Returns.
Yes,
careful, lads. The tomatoes. Fuck! I was going to say. Oh, Jesus.
The Abyss.
Yeah, I derailed myself then trying to be funny, and I wasn't even being that funny.
I do that all the time, Lee.
Fuck! No, it doesn't matter. Carry on. It'll come to me.
Yeah, but that was that a civilization that had been living under the ocean like forever, or was that a civilization that had just?
Basically, what I was trying to remember before I forget it is, if anyone in the chat has seen this, I would fucking love them to tell me I'm not going crazy, because I've never been able to find it again. But I remember watching this was only like maybe a couple of years ago, and there was a really famous marine photographer which does lots of work for Discovery and things like that, and it was an interview with him as part of this other like overarching thing. And he was, they were asked about when he's done like deep sea dive and deep sea photography, and he said that there is a highly advanced, independent thinking creature within the sea. It was really weird, really weird.
Again, Lee, sorry, who's saying this?
It was a photographer that works for like does like lots of work for Discovery and things like that. And he was just sat there. He just threw it out there like there's some sort of There's like another race of creature which is like an advanced race underneath the water, and I've never been able to find what it was I was watching again. But
it wasn't just trying to get like season 68 of Ancient Aliens.
That's what I worry about. And then there was like the mermaid thing, wasn't there, a few years ago, which for some reason people fucking believed. But
because we want to leave.
Yeah, that's true.
Mermaids are sexy. Carry on.
But
they are sexy, but what would you do with a mermaid?
I'm not going to say which half. Yeah.
Like, you bring a mermaid home, and then you've got a woman.
You bring a mermaid. I've got to explain to my wife. Who's this? Found her in a pond.
If I brought a mermaid home, my wife would be quite impressed. I'll tell you now.
I'd be more interested if they had a good personality. Maybe we could only go to like certain places like SeaWorld, but if she was good fun to be around.
Yeah. I'd be like, listen, love, we've got a new lodger. She stinks of fish, Because she's an amazing swimmer. She can teach the kids. We don't have to take them to swim baths anymore.
Imagine taking it to
She-
SeaWorld. That's a terrible idea. It's like you're just there halfway through walking around. You bastards.
And we love seafood as well. So, you know, I'm sure a mermaid would be. Do you think a mermaid would eat that? This is a different subject for a different video, but
It's an interesting one. It's a very interesting subject. This kind of stuff needs to be discussed, Ollie.
Should we go out for something to eat, dear? Yes, I'd love to go out. How about sushi pizza? How about pizza?
I was trying to get my head out of the mermaids right now. But yeah, The Abyss.
Which head?
The Abyss was a great film.
Yes.
And it had that ending with that big purple ship that came out of the water. You know, I can remember it looked like almost coral. But when they went down, it was such a claustrophobic film, and it reminds me of a film that I've watched recently, and it's actually on my list here of Alien or Not. I used to get Abyss mixed up with Sphere, by the way. I'm gonna have a look. We'll have a look in the or Lee, if you have a look through the chat as well, see if somebody's got some good burners here for. But the recent one that reminded me of the start of Abyss, only because it's based on a base that's underground, is underwater, and it surprised me because when I'm saying I'm doing this like kind of vlog or podcast, I don't know what you call these, but this live stream, it's because I think a lot of films have gone shit when it comes to aliens and monsters or what have you, mainly aliens.
Oh yeah,
but underwater.
Just quickly, I want to completely agree with DB Cooper here in the chat, because he says, like, bro, there are clips of UFOs that I've seen on the internet that seem to disappear, and I 1,000,000% agree with that, because there's definitely something I remember of that, like, blue. It was in a forest, and there was like blue flashes, and then there was even a story that came out with it of it was supposed to be some sort of African village that was there, and then the village disappeared after the UFO sighting. And that I can't even find like the footage of the supposed UFO on it.
If you type in UFO into YouTube now, all you get is just like lists and lists of those 3 pieces of footage that TTSA put out.
I'm surprised you don't just get clips of Gordon Ramsay's kitchen nightmares. That and Billie Eilish videos appear to be what YouTube trade on now.
I've ended up watching a lot of Gordon Ramsay stuff, and it's because it's constantly pushed at me. And I thought, I do like him. I like watching a bit of cooking.
All I've done for the past 5 months is watch Gordon Ramsay. That's all I've done on an evening. Seriously, it's what me and the wife settled down to watch. Hell's Kitchen. We're on season 13. Carry on anyway, guys.
So yeah, we'll keep the water theme for a sec. So underwater, have any of you boys watched that?
I don't think so. But give me 2 minutes. Carry on talking about underwater. I need to go and get rid of some water.
No, wait. It does. It's like Alien. It's like an Alien film, but underwater.
Underwater, yeah. Which also ties into the theory that, you know, that a lot of aliens or a lot of UFO craft or whatever are underwater.
But it's on the list of Alien or Not, because I don't think it's Alien. But have you ever, you know, Lovecraft stuff? It's very Lovecraft style, and it's terrifying. Like the claustrophobicness of this base that's that far, that is that deep down, that literally, like, within the first, I think it's about the first minute of the film, it catches you because no spoilers here, but literally half of it starts to implode. Is it implode when you're underwater and the pressure goes and it goes straight in?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
honestly, it's terrifying because whatever it is that's outside of the base is like these intelligent sea creatures, and they're basically taking it out. Yeah. Slowly taking this, finding its weak spots and taking this facility out that doesn't belong in their space. But these things are terrifying. They're like, it's like something out of Alien. You know, they're big, but they've got the big head thing. But the divers go out because they have to try and fix and maintain this big facility, and they go out.
Yeah.
And I believe they're blind, but they're always blind in these films recently, aren't they?
Why would you hire these people?
But no, not the team. The team aren't blind.
Oh,
it's okay, mate. You laugh at blind people.
Hey, I'm sorry.
No, the facility. The facility is not full of blind divers. You know, that would be crazy.
So that would be a great film.
No, I think you've got to have, if you're going to have a blind person, it's fine to have a blind person that works down in a facility like that, but you need somebody that can see in case you need to go out.
Somebody to be in charge,
yeah, and they have to go out, but the creatures are blind.
Right.
And they literally are terrifying because they grab onto their faces, and it's like Alien, and they look like it's very Lovecraft. I've said that about 10 times.
Underwater.
Yeah, it's with her that Kirsten. Is it Kirsten? What's the name that was out of? She always has that face. Her that's out of Twilight.
Kristen Stewart. Kirsten.
Yeah.
Kirsten.
She always looks like she's biting her lip.
Mrs. Happy.
Yeah. But she honestly, she does a great. It's like a Sigourney Weaver role. She's really good in that. But yeah, underwater.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we have, and I'll get onto that one by Steve Madden because that's a bloody good one as well. But we've got one on here that's on my list, and that is Cocoon from my childhood. I absolutely loved Cocoon.
Steve Guttenberg.
Is that who directed it?
No, he's in it. He's one of the actors. Yeah.
I don't know actors' names. I'm rubbish with it.
That's right.
I remember it. I remember it from.
Some bits of it.
I always remember thinking it was like the old person's film. Whenever I watched it,
but it was the old person's film from the You know, they would say watching that going,
old people in it.
Yeah, but it always, whenever I watched it, I always thought, oh god, I'm watching a film from my mum.
It seemed to always be on in the 80s and 90s, those two films.
Yeah.
The Return. They always seemed to be on TV every weekend, it seemed.
Yeah.
They probably were.
They probably were. Yeah.
There was only 6 films back then.
One channel takes a turn, then the next channel takes a turn. But the Cocoon, though, what I liked about that was it was how they kind of like came to this planet and they put they put their young, they laid their young on our planet. Like their planet was no good anymore. It was warmer down here, so that's how they did it. And I kind of got that from a kid as well. I always have hip cups on this channel.
Yeah,
and hip. How do you say it? Hip cups. Hip cups.
Maybe
is that how you say it?
Hiccups.
Hiccups. Hick.
Yeah.
Is it hick or is it hip?
Hick.
Hick. Oh, I've been saying it wrong for 40 years.
The character of Aliens. Hicks. Hiccups. Hiccups.
Yeah, but I liked Cocoon. I liked the fact that it was a very family-friendly film when it comes to aliens. And it always swore my cockles as a kid. It was that film that made me feel good. But this is a fantastic one. And have any of you guys seen that one?
Yes, I remember Contact well. That's supposedly based on a true story, isn't it?
No.
Isn't there something about that though? I know not.
Yes, there is something when we got the wow was it the wow signal, but this takes it a step further. We get a new one, and then this wow signal gives an actual it gives the plans to make this machine that's going to actually bend time and space or whatever, and actually take a human to a different place.
Oh, it's a fucking they've took a Dyson sphere, haven't they? Essentially, yeah.
Well, no, in a Dyson sphere, that's what goes around the sun, is it not?
Yeah. But when you look at it, that's kind of what.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's a ball inside with this thing being around it. Yeah, and it's a really well done film, and it's got that again. They always do this with what I find with a lot of alien films. They always bring a lot of emotion into it, and it's the fact of what we're looking for, what we're searching for is, what is the meaning of all of this? And in that film, they really do explore that in there. It's a great film, and it doesn't work a couple of times as well. I think, no, it doesn't work. One time they build it and it breaks down. It actually gets terrorists that.
Yeah, they blow up.
I probably need flag for that, but.
Keywords.
But yeah, that is a great film, but the problem with that film, I found though, it left me as somebody who loves alien stuff wanting more of the alien, because you didn't really see anything alien or alien world till right at the end. And if I'm watching an alien film, bring me the alien shit straight away.
I enjoyed The Arrival as well. The Arrival reminded me of that.
Is that with the big egg dome thing?
Yeah. I think I was like one of 6 people that enjoyed the film.
Yeah, I enjoyed.
Before we talk about The Arrival, can we just acknowledge Mr. DB Cooper's comment, because he's paid for it as well? But if a dolphin runs for president, I'm voting for it. If a dolphin actually did run for president, I'd rather have a dolphin than Boris, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'd rather a goldfish than Boris.
Apparently, dolphins are quite intelligent, so it would be a step up.
Be interesting.
You see, we'd take this whole thing then, and then the world actually would turn into something from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and I could fucking live with that, if I'm honest. I could live in the Douglas Adams universe.
What film were we going to move on to next? The Arrival.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Did you watch that, Daz?
Yeah.
I just found it very grounded.
Are you just saying that?
What's that one? I did, Ollie. I did.
I found it very grounded and believable.
That's the big pebble, isn't it? Giant pebble.
Yeah, the big. Yeah. And I won't. What got me? Is that, if I remember correctly, how long was that? About 5 or 6 years ago now. That film. That itself was
we're aging so fast.
Yeah, aren't we? That was a slow burner, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
To finally get inside it to try and get to see what the hell is in it. It's like on the edge of my seat. Thinking this is, like you say, although it was grounded. It's like, wow, there's something about this that's I could imagine happening in 20, 30 years.
Well, I enjoyed the sort of geopolitics thing around it as well. It's where you had all these different countries trying to work what they would do. Some people wanted to nuke it. Some people wanted to sell it, whatever it was.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And then the ultimate question would be is if something was to drop down like on the White House lawn, for want of a better word for it, how do you speak to it? How do you communicate with something like that? We haven't grown anywhere near enough wheat for them to write a whole sentence.
Yeah. What do you think could happen if that did happen?
What, the White House lawn?
No. Literally a shitload of pebbles, giant pebbles, go all over Earth, everywhere, and they just. Do you think that we would all come together?
No, I think it'd be absolute fucking chaos.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree with Lee. It's not a Hollywood film, it would be chaos. It would, yeah, without a doubt. There's too many people out there who just don't grasp anything.
Look,
that's not a diss to anybody. It's just, it's just some people just can't deal with stuff like this.
Well, let's be honest here. A thing that YouTube won't let me say happened this year, and everybody went out and cleaned the place out of fucking toilet roll. Do you know what I mean? If you want to talk about irrational actions,
Yeah,
there you go.
I get you. I hear you. Yep.
Yeah, I struggle to buy a lot of toilet roll.
Oh.
I tried to order 1,000. Don't get me. No, I know what you're saying, Lee. I don't think people probably wouldn't come together.
Just quickly before I won't say anything that's going to get you in trouble. It's just a funny thing that before all that sort of thing happened, I was so fucking smug because at the very beginning, when it was all the way over in the other countries where it started from, I remember turning around to my girlfriend and saying, "Shit's going down here," and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm prepping." So I had loads of beans, loads of all that sort of stuff in, and then when everyone else went mental, I watched it on telly.
So you had beans, and you're in a closed environment with your missus.
Yeah. She's now not my missus, but
But that's a true story.
yeah, it is. It's a fact. I'm now a single man.
Sorry about that, Lee. Sorry, I'm cracking jokes.
No.
I'd swap places with him any day.
It's fine.
I've been trying to get rid of him for years. No, I haven't. I'm joking. No, that's the joke.
It's banter, sweetheart, in a way.
Yeah. In a certain way, it could be looked at as a joke, even. But
she could be watching upstairs, and that scares me. But she never will know. No, she doesn't love me enough to watch this.
So shall we whisper for the rest of the show?
Oh, that's great.
You're just gonna see like a TV remote coming and smack me in the head or something.
Or an axe.
Oh man. And then just like 15 people all popping $10 up, like do it again. Like some sort of Black Mirror episode.
So when I showed you the list today, Lee, you said Cloverfield, not Cloverfield.
Absolutely. I didn't realize at the time. I thought it was a monster movie, but you see them land in the first few frames of the film. I love Cloverfield. It's one of my favorite sort of found footage type films.
Same, Lee. And that's what I forgot about, to be honest. I love that film. Great film.
Yeah. I remember like the third time I watched it, and then all of a sudden, halfway through the film, I went, "There's fucking two monsters. There's two monsters." I didn't even notice there was two monsters for the first couple of times I watched it, and then they were.
There's two.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
fuck off.
Two completely distinct monsters.
Really?
Yeah, it's great. Like the little for one, because I hate it when people use the term Easter eggs. I hate it. I don't get it. It's a stupid term for things hidden in films.
I sometimes like to use Easter eggs.
Right? How is that an Easter egg? It's
because people have to watch this for about 2 hours to get to that.
It's a funny picture. And I like the picture. I just hate the term Easter egg. Higher pigeon.
That's me.
I'll tell you what's an Easter egg. That one.
That's pretty good. I'm a big fan of that.
But that's nothing to do with the current year. That's just to do with the fact that he always talks about being a doctor.
Look at the hands, though. They could throttle a giraffe.
I was going to lick his head. I was trying to lick
oh my
his
god,
head.
my mate Goof on Radio, Rich from Goof on Radio, interviewed Stephen Greer the other day, and he messaged me today, and he said, "I said, how did the interview go?" And he went, "Are you the guy that puts my face on Homer Simpson's body?"
Really?
Yes.
However, that's brilliant.
No, it is brilliant. And I thought it was brilliant. I'm like, "You're kidding me!" And so he's telling me all about it. And then he starts getting. And he said, "So why do you put my head on Homer Simpson's fat body?" And then he just turns around. "No, I'm kidding you, mate." And I'm like, I actually thought for a second that Stephen Greer watched my channel.
Oh,
you don't need friends like that in your life, Ollie.
That was an emotional roller coaster.
It
Yeah,
won't
I'm happy for Goof on his interview Stephen Greer. It was really, really like that's
isn't it? It's an impressive speech.
yes, that's good. That maybe if I was in America, I could do it. No, I don't think he'd like me. He wouldn't understand me. He'd probably think I was Australian.
I don't like Greer.
Okay, here we go.
I just don't. I don't trust him.
I need to bring him back in now.
There he is.
Put him there.
I think he's a snake oil salesman. I do. I think he's
business based rather than
yeah. He clearly loves a bit
slightly.
Yeah, I just don't. I think this whole thing of come with me, and we'll find UFOs in the desert. Like, all right, Steve.
That's what pays his bills.
Yeah, and I don't mind that, but it all strikes me as a bit. He's kind of Alex Jones in it a little bit. In fact, I probably think Alex Jones is more credible than him, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
Yeah.
So what do you think to him when he first started out, though?
I don't think he's ever. I don't think he's ever been like heart in the right place type person. I think it's always been.
Even when he had the Disclosure Project, we're talking pre 9/11.
Do you know why? Is I find he used or his promotion used his Dr. Stephen Greer title to really good effect, because anyone that then finds out that he's just a GP essentially, it's all reversed, mate. He's over there.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
But anyone that finds out who he is, you go, oh, Dr. Greer, is he a physicist? Is he a biologist? What does he do? Oh, he's a GP, right? So what do GPs know about aliens?
Yeah, and does he still do that now? Is he still a doctor?
Well, he's not a doctor of. He's not an ER doctor
He's
anymore.
not practicing.
But he's still using the name doctor.
Yeah. Is he still working in a hospital, or is he making?
I don't think so. I think. You don't lose your doctorate, do you? If you're.
He doesn't work in a hospital, but does. I will. The guys in the chat need to let you off with that, because you don't follow the UFO field as.
No, I don't.
No, but Stephen Greer, he's making movies. He's films, documentaries. He is very much talking about the fact that we're not alone. He's just released a film, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. I'm waiting for the Sixth Kind. Speaking of Close Encounters, we spoke about the Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Have any of you boys seen The Fourth Kind? The film The Fourth Kind?
Yes, I have.
Footage one.
Emilia Djokovic.
Yes.
They said, yeah.
It was filmed like a documentary.
No, it
was to start off with. I think it's awesome to see Goofon get interviewed. Yeah, mate, I do. I think Rich has done a stellar job with that, and it was a great interview as well. It was.
Don't get me wrong. If you're in the field, I mean, even if I could get Dr. Greer on my podcast, it would be ace. But
you can't now. You've blown it. You just called him a twat.
Well, wasn't going to happen anyway, was it? But it's like for exposure for anyone. I think it's going to be great. But if that would be like any cult leader.
So have you seen The Fourth Kind?
Yes, that's a really good film.
Darren?
10 minutes, 15 minutes of it. Yeah.
Wasn't that the footage off the dash cam supposed to be real?
You mean when you saw
the triangle UFO?
I think there was making out that it was, but it definitely wasn't.
They tried to Blair Witch Project it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that whole style at the time, if you remember. You know, you had the Blair Witch I think there was the Blair Witch, the initial one that kind of started off. Yeah, then you had Paranormal Activity.
I think
was the main
Cannibal Holocaust would argue with that.
Well,
As
yeah.
being the first found footage film.
Well, even Cloverfields can be argued to be that type of film where it's filmed and what have you.
Yep.
But I found something a little bit sinister and eerie about the fourth kind, especially the thing with the owl.
What's that from? Because that's from a proper UFO account, isn't it?
That is
The
from
owls.
one of the films that's on my list.
Is it Communion?
Yes, with Whitley. What's his name? Whitley
Strieber.
Yes, and that is. I'd like to say it's a great movie. It's not a great movie, but it's. I'd love to read the book. I want to read the book.
I love coming on this channel because I all these names seem to sit in my head. I know nothing else, and I always look like I know loads.
But yeah, that was originally something that he had mentioned, and that was he was basically documenting his time being abducted by aliens.
Yeah, but
are they aliens? You know, just because he says, and this is something that I've grown to kind of like listen to the community. When the community talks to me and there's people coming on the show, some people are talking about, I mean, especially Wreaking Havoc, John, that's been on the show recently. You know, he saw 2 alien greys at the window once in his life when he was 14 years old. And then all he's been seeing through the rest of his life is shadow figures, things like that, and weird going-ons in his life. He's never had anything alien happen at all. The only thing he ever saw that started this off was 2 creatures outside his room. So who am I to say? Well, these films, you know, yes, they're showing something that people are seeing, but is it alien? I have no idea. Because what is alien?
Where do you stand on this, Darren? Because obviously, me and Ollie have spoken about this quite a lot when I've been on the show. Where do you stand on the topic?
On what exactly? On
aliens, or more? I suppose the more broader term would be like things that are like ultra terrestrial type things.
I'm not quite sure I was on the question. About like paranormal stuff, like ghosts.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we're talking about this, weren't we, guys, before we went live? I do believe in the paranormal. I believe there's a lot of. It's a tricky one to actually. Yeah, I've had some personal experiences myself with paranormal. Yeah, instances twice I can recall. But are you trying to say, is there a link between the two?
Yeah, I think that more than things coming from other planets and space and stuff like that, I wonder whether these things are things that have happened all through history, and we've merely, if you think that what reality is what we perceive it to be, you know, and we take information that goes into our eyes, we decode it in our heads, make it into something we can understand. That would suggest to me that if there was something that we couldn't understand, that would change through history. So if you look at like back to medieval times when you had like fairies and goblins and dragons and stuff like that, that maybe that was just a way of processing exactly the same thing, which has constantly happened all the way through time. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I'm just wishing I hadn't drank as much beer to answer this question. But yeah, I do believe there is definitely some connection. You've got to understand, right, from whenever, you know, from the start of man, from when we first began, there's never been any answers. Nobody's ever said, right, this is why this happens, or, you know, in terms of why we're here, etc. And we still don't know now. With today's advances in technology, everything, we still don't know. I think there's a reason for that. And I think I don't know. I don't know how to choose the words to answer this question.
What do you feel in your heart of hearts? Seriously, I mean, in terms of.
If you want me to rant, I will rant, Oliver. I believe that
the reason why it does, the reason why I'm asking this is because I mean, I know you make games and you're making a game on the subject of the dark side of the moon, but I mean, it's a game that you've made. It's a story that you've made yourself. Mm-hmm. But in terms of your views on it, that's the interesting thing, I think, to find out what your actual views are on the subject.
On what though exactly? What are my subjects of what exactly?
What do you think's going on?
It's a very broad question.
With the little green men.
Yeah.
What do you think they are?
It's linked to the afterlife, if that's what we wanted to get to. And this is where people start in the comments start saying, "Oh, loony bin."
No.
My personal opinion is that we are connected. In the afterlife, I do believe there's no such, and this is going to cause offense, so I apologize in advance, but I don't believe there's such thing as a God that people, I'm not saying I'm atheist as such, but I don't believe there's a God that everybody believes there is. I believe we are here because of aliens, Prometheus. I believe that is why we are here, and after we do pass, we go back to that. When people say you go to heaven, I don't believe we go to this wonderful, beautiful garden. I believe we go to them. And that's what we mean when we say we go up there.
I can take that. I've
Did that make any sense whatsoever?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's quite a, maybe, I don't like to use the words new age because new age comes a bit woo-woo, but it's like that sort of philosophy is like the new age, isn't it? You know, I'd say like the new age of like the existential philosophy is the idea that we can take hallucinogens to pop ourselves in other places, stuff like that. Yeah, no, I'm 100% down with you.
You're the man.
So Daz, what is your favorite alien film of all time?
Of all time? It is. I'm going to stick what I said before. Alien. Oh no, actually, take that back. Sorry.
I think me and Blue Chicken in the comments could probably be friends.
What is Blue Chicken say?
Well, first of all, he said these guys seem nice, and then his last comment was Joe Rogan is a prophet.
Right, Ollie, it's either Alien, the 79 original, Ridley Scott, and this is one that's going to get you both going, what? Superman the movie, 1978.
Superman's an alien.
He's an alien. Superman. Yes. He's definitely an alien. You know, he comes from kryptonite.
It comes from Krypton.
Yeah. Okay. Kryptonite.
Thank you for the correction.
But yeah. I love the idea that because the Hollywood elite would have us believe that aliens.
Have you not got a Superman tattoo?
No. Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's my son's name as well. Yeah.
What you had? Yes. I don't know how I fucking remembered that. I haven't been out with you. I saw you out a few times when we were young, when we were like in his teens, maybe 20s. I don't know, but I don't know how I remember that.
How's that? That's weird.
Have I seen your Superman tattoo?
Unless I put pictures on Facebook or whatever and you've noticed it, when I've been naked on Facebook, but yeah.
I don't know. Lee, what's your favourite? I know it's a hard question, that, but I have a hard, solid favourite.
I can agree with Alien. Definitely, I can definitely agree with Alien.
Is that your favourite?
I think so. I struggle with favorites of things.
Yeah, I do.
I'm trying to think, because there's certain films like Blade Runner or Apocalypse Now or The Shining that I watch all the time. You know, it's if I'm not doing anything, I can just pop that on and watch it. But I can't think of an alien film. It would, Joe. It would either be that or War of the Worlds, like the 1960s version.
Well, did you know that Egypt drank beer while building the pyramids? That explains a lot about like structure. This is why houses are built shit now. It's because builders aren't pissed when they're building them.
Well,
Thank you,
I
Mr.
don't-
DB Cooper.
I don't know. Clearly, you know no plasterers, but
Sorry, Lee.
or
Rival.
scaffolders for that matter. On the pyramid thing, for not for a fucking split second do I believe the Egyptians built the pyramids. Humans might have done. Humans might have built them, but in an age we have long forgotten about.
What do you think? It was a civilization that was
Yeah, the idea
not
that
about anymore.
we've had these cycles that have gone for,
And if they
mi-
were
millions
about,
of
they
years.
would be way more advanced than we are now.
Yeah.
I think that I kind of got that kind of concept.
Well, let's just think of this for a split second, yeah? The pyramids are supposedly built in a time before mathematics. How does that even work? You know, what is accident? Like, they accidentally built these perfect shapes.
And then, of course, they're aligned with the stars, etc. Yeah.
I think
Trial and error.
Well, this is the like my favorite fact. I think you know this, Ollie. I don't know if you know it, Darren, but Cleopatra's death is closer to the release of the first iPhone than the building of the pyramids.
What?
Think
really?
about that
Shit.
for a fucking second.
I am doing.
Wow.
I didn't even know the fucking pyramids had an Apple store.
So your favorite film, Lee, that if you had to narrow it down to, if you was made,
Look at poor Ollie desperately trying to wrestle this thing back onto the track. The wheels come off. He's pulling the wheels in himself from outside of the car to try and get it back on. Yeah.
well, Anti-Media Zombie says that's 100% correctly. So
Yeah.
well, you've impressed me with that one.
But it's my favorite fact. But I'll go with Alien just because I love the cinematography in it. It's just what did I watch the other day? I watched a terrible. Oh no, I watched Underwater the other week.
Well, don't tell me you thought it was terrible.
Yeah, terrible to the point. I even texted my mate.
No.
There was one part where they were all sat around the table, and I took a
No,
photo.
it's wrong film. They weren't sat around any table. The table was destroyed.
No, I did watch it when they were in the thing before the shit went down.
Well,
And,
the walls.
Yeah, and I remember looking at it thinking, it looked like Alien at that one time. And you could see the influence that they'd had on it.
Oh,
And,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely hated it. But and I think, do you know what? I genuinely only watch it because I quite fancy Kristen Stewart. That's that I didn't have anything else to do.
What
But,
do you think of her with the bald head?
I'd have still done Britney with the bald head.
Do you know, I kind of liked Britney with the bald head.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I'd have done it for the story, if nothing else. But yeah. Anyway, fuck that. I just think Alien influenced so much stuff.
Yeah, he did.
It's like the nucleus of modern fucking alien horror films, isn't it?
Daz, you've been a Superman fan. Have you seen Brightburn?
Is that the one with the kid lands and he gets brought up to be evil rather than good?
Well, no, he gets brought up good, but he turns out to be a dickhead.
Oh, is
doesn't
that
he?
what it is?
Yes,
Yeah.
fucking great.
It's brilliant.
Recommended, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Oh, check that one out.
He's a little alien psycho. That's what he is.
No, it's exactly what would happen if you gave a child superpowers.
Makes sense. Is it played out as a comedy or what is it?
No, it's a horror film.
It's
Have you got,
horror,
have you got Sky?
Hey?
You got Sky?
Yeah.
It's on Sky.
Right, okay. I'll check it out.
Brightburn. It is Superman. It's basically it's what Superman it would be like if he was a little shit. But my favorite film, and you're probably not going to think this is an alien film, but it is an alien film.
Mary Poppins.
Interstellar.
What's a space film?
Have you seen Interstellar, Daz?
I've seen again. It's the same.
I've seen 30 minutes.
I
fell asleep.
I liked
quite again.
Interstellar. I liked Interstellar, but that was clearly just somebody else trying to remake 2001: Space Odyssey.
I disagree.
Not even down to the font on the. I think they've used a similar style. But
Yeah.
No, I listen. I get what you're saying about the concept of it, but 2001: Space Odyssey, you know, that guy kind of gets abducted by the cube in the end, and he's on the cube, he's in the cube, and he spends the rest of his life in the fucking not the cube, the what's he called? The monolith.
Yeah.
But Interstellar is they've seen that we're in the shit, and they thought, right, we're going to plant a black hole, a alien-made black hole, and it's gonna have a few options there to get to maybe a planet. But I loved what they did with the gravity on these planets and stuff like that, where they got down on that planet.
Film. Yeah, it is. It's a good film, but it's I think the problem is, I don't mean like excuse me, I don't mean like they ripped the story of 2001 off, but when he sat down and decided to make that film, he had in his head he wanted his Kubrick moment.
Yeah, but I mean, why not? You know, because Kubrick's dead now.
No, but Kubrick never sat down thinking he wanted somebody else's moment.
I mean, let's face it, Lee. The guy who made Dr. Sleep did not have a Kubrick moment.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't have a Kubrick moment
for that film.
My friend I watched that with it as well. She loves what's his name?
Stephen
King.
King.
McGregor.
Yeah, loves Ewan McGregor, and that's all I got all the way through, to the point that before we watched the film, and she said, as soon as you say Ewan McGregor was down, let's go watch. And I said, do I have to put a towel down for you? Is this,
Honesty.
So Interstellar for me, that was like, I don't know, there's something powerful behind that whole film.
It's a good film. It is a good film, but I was surprised that you had that down as your favorite of the films.
It's actually written down as number one. I literally Alien. I'm an absolute Alien film buff. I love everything to do with Alien. Love its design. This, that,
addict, you might say.
Yeah, I'm an Alien addict. Thank you, Lee. But Interstellar is just kind of like stuck with me. I must have watched that film. I've literally bought it on YouTube so I can watch it anywhere. So it's actually in my own videos on YouTube. So I can literally, if I'm on a bus or a train, or I'm parked up in a supermarket in my car and the wife's doing the shopping, I can watch Interstellar. I can watch it whenever I want, literally, because I've watched that film so many times trying to kind of figure out, there's certain bits in there that why do it?
I'll watch that again. I will watch it again to prove myself wrong, maybe, but I genuinely don't think that film is deep enough to have that. I think any of the things that you might draw more depth from are just complete accidents.
It puzzles me. the whole thing with like the books coming out, the notes, and then there's bits of dust coming down, and that was a dad fingering a book.
Yeah.
Pardon the like. Well, no, have you seen the end of it? No, you've seen 30 minutes of it. Basically, at the end of the film, a dad like prods a few books, and it sounds like a shit film.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yes,
I have seen it. I'm thinking of the bloody 8. Yes, I have seen it. I could have joined in. I have seen it. I have seen the film.
Oh God! Welcome to the live stream, people. If you've just joined,
God. Yeah, it's a product of the books. Like, oh, what's this? Yeah, I'm on the other side. Are you? Yeah, watch this.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
welcome, people.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm thinking of something totally different there.
Right. So I understand it isn't really an alien film, but it is, because they're aliens. That's kind of put the. It's on the space list, actually.
Yeah.
That and have you? Did any of you guys see Life?
No,
Yes. Just quickly to say to Zach down the bottom there, I did like it. I just don't think it's as good as it was intended to be. I think that's.
Back in 1 minute, guys.
Let's have a look at the chat. So people in the chat. Do you like Interstellar? Hamelo, did you like Interstellar?
I enjoyed it. I absolutely enjoyed it. But I see the problem I had is the fact that I think it's a selfish film. For it wasn't a film made for the audience. It was a film made for the director, and it just didn't. It felt like somebody doing an impression of somebody else. That's the best way I can sum it up. It felt like him doing an impression of Stanley Kubrick. And again, like, I love Kubrick. I love every single film he's done, apart from that odd one, like the period drama thing. But
with the boat.
Yeah. And to be perfectly honest, I'm sure even he didn't like that. But
they said he was bored. He said he was bored when he went and did The Shining. That's why he kind of fucked about with it so much.
Yeah, that's my favorite film of all time.
Yes,
I watched it.
It's probably it is in my top. I've got Interstellar in the top 10. I've got The Shining, the original Blade Runner.
Yeah, actually. The original Blade Runner, I've got sat there waiting to do a not the director's cut podcast with Susie for it, because she's never seen it, and she's
God!
Oh, but yeah, she's she's just like a creative savage, that woman, and she'll love it. I can't wait to show her that film.
What did you think I know it's not Alien, but it's kind of sci-fi. What did you think to the sequel with Gosling? That's my man crush, by the way, Gosling.
What, The Shining? Sorry.
No.
Gosling.
As a straight man, Runner. Gosling is a sexy man.
I'd wax a Hemsworth if I had to. I haven't watched it. I bought it.
You've not seen the sequel to Blade Runner?
No, I did. I bought it because I bought it on Sky, and I stuck it on, and then stuff happened, and I ended up half watching it and half not watching it, and then it finished, and I have no idea what went on there. So I do need to watch it.
Yeah, you do. It's good.
It looked incredible, and it looked like
if it weren't for the original Blade Runner, it'd be amazing.
Yeah, I know
that's the problem.
The director said after it that which is why I thought it was going to be good. because if they say, "Oh, would you do something else like this?" He said, "No, you get the chance to do one thing like this in your career." And he said, then you've got to please the people that actually want to make the money.
Have you both watched Fire in the Sky?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the Travis Walton.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, I've got the names are all wedged in there for some reason.
Travis
Right,
Walton, yeah.
You boys have. I'm interested to see what happens when I disappear for this one because I need a week.
Honestly. Oh, great film. Really enjoyed that.
What's the most racist joke you know?
Should we get his channel cancelled?
Yeah, absolutely. It's dead easy to get people cancelled now. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll let you go for it. Like, at least 3 jokes in my set. At least 3 jokes. My closing bit for my set is about the yellow and black Power Ranger, and that could easily get him shut down.
Shall we just stop that right there?
Yeah, we were just talking about Blade Runner then.
Right.
Have you seen the sequel? Because I had it on and I didn't watch
I
it.
haven't seen the sequel. I've seen the original. No interest. Do you know the original Blade Runner as well? When I watched that, I appreciate it. 1982, wasn't it? That.
Yeah.
I appreciate the effort involved, the effects, everything, but overall, it didn't really pull me in too much.
Oh, I love Blade Runner. I think it's a great film. Do you know what the other one? Well, we've sort of lost Aliens for a split second.
Well, we can't lose Aliens. It's the title.
As far as like dystopian futures go, was Demolition Man.
Yes,
I don't think that's given the credit it deserves.
It's a great film. The Seashells.
Yeah, but even the self-censorship with the getting shouted at for swearing and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the world to come.
It's an all too close future.
Yes. I couldn't agree more. I was thinking that the other day.
We briefly touched there on Fire in the Sky, then quickly moved on.
Yes.
Do we need to discuss that more, or is that it? Is that?
No, I think we need to discuss Fire in the Sky. I don't know what you both said. I went for a wee.
No, it was nice and family, clean.
Yeah, had a chat about
happened, Oliver.
Blade Runner.
Yeah, not right.
So I went straight back onto Blade Runner. Do you know, Travis Walton, really, that film pissed him off.
Did it really? Why?
I heard that.
Because it was nothing like what actually his events that took. Nothing like the events that took place.
Yeah, particularly the abduction situation. Yeah. That was Hollywood.
The first bit. Why it did zap him.
Yeah,
but he believes this flying saucer. That these people took him because they had to, because they thought we've done some damage to this human. We need to fix that problem, and we need to get him on board, and we need to just fix him up and let him go. But he did see greys, but he also saw humanoids on the craft. There was none of that, like, kind of like going up inside this ship that looked like it was something a bit demonic, because it did, didn't it? It looked a bit demonic, and then he went in that other cocoon, and there was a dead body in there.
Is that Hollywood bollocks then?
Yeah,
I remember what Lee said. About him being pissed off about that. So that wasn't the case. I watched a few YouTube interviews with him as well, and we talked a lot about people like this. You can tell, can't you, when people are telling the truth? Yeah, you can picture manner. You can pick up on mannerisms and little twitches and the way they look, their eyes, everything. He's one guy I do believe personally.
I'd love to see. Has anyone heard of a channel? It's something Body Language now. That she changed the name of her channel. She used to be called Bombard Body Language on YouTube, and she does loads of breakdowns of different people. She's done like Tom DeLonge and stuff like that, and
she done Bob Lazar as well.
Yeah, she did Lazar. I'd love to see her do Travis Walton because.
Quickly, Lee, what was the outcome with Bob Lazar?
She believed him.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's been a couple of body language specialists I've watched.
Sorry, go on.
just where they've said, as far as they were concerned, he's either telling the truth or he just believes he's telling the truth. But to which not lying to us essentially.
In Fire in the Sky, if you remember exactly, do you remember the whole polygraph test they had to do in the past? Was that true? Is that what they had to do?
Yes, it was true. It was, but apparently,
sorry, Ollie. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, there was somebody who did the test that actually failed. He failed one of them, but they had it they got it retaken. But the thing is with this that really sticks out for me is you're talking, what is it, 6 or 7? I think it's 6 people, maybe 7, including Travis.
Yeah.
But surely, because Travis has taken all the limelight for this, one of them guys might just get a little bit pissed off and think, you know what, I've had enough of this. I'm going to release this real story of what happened and because easily one of them guys could make a lot of money straight away by saying this was a hoax and this is what we did. No, but none of them have. No, they've all stuck by the story. And very few of them. I mean, even Travis says that he's not really profited off it. I do think it's probably. And you know what? If that happened to me, would I probably get a bit of profit from it? Damn right, yes, I would. I've got a story there to tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Talking about those films, I mean, it's rumored, and this has been in the rumor for quite a while now, that they are going to do a film about Bob Lazar's life, and that Matt Damon will be playing Bob Lazar.
Matt Damon.
I had a feeling one of you do that.
Just quickly, because I was reading the chat, and it's some shameless self-promotion, but people in the chat just brought up They Live as well.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yes, that's with where they put the
glasses on, Rowdy Piper,
and they can see them. Yeah, it's a very cheesy film, but very kind of fitting with today's time. Things that are going on.
If your lovely listeners fancy watching that again, if they either download,
who put that comment? Sorry,
it'll be above.
Anti-Media Zombie.
Anti-Media Zombie. What a name! If you go to Must See Audio on whatever podcast app you use, or on YouTube as well, it's on the YouTube channel. Me and Susie did a watch along with that. We'll give you a little sync point. We can all watch it together. Spoiler, I thought it was rubbish.
Yeah, it's not a great film. It isn't a great film at all. They Live. No, but the concept.
Oh, the concept's brilliant. Susie was destroyed when he's in the bank and he says, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum and I'm all out of gum. And she was like, no, this isn't the film that line came from, surely.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I know.
So anybody that thinks that Duke Nukem got that, it wasn't.
Yeah.
This is another one from Anti-Media Zombie.
The Thing.
So, The Thing. Now the original, not the remake, the original. Shit the bed. That and the soundtrack for that, like doom 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 doom. That was like that is a great film.
Yeah.
Darren, no. No, come on.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, really? Oh man, you'd really like that. If you like the original Alien, you'll like that.
I've got a list now of films that I definitely need to see from this chat.
Yeah, every single one we've talked about.
You know, the weird thing is, I've had loads of friends saying to me, "You need to
love
watch
it." No, you love it, mate.
I love John Carpenter. I love Kurt Russell. Why have I not seen The Thing? Big Trouble in Little China. I love it. You know, it's like, why have I not seen this? I just haven't got around to it.
What time are you going to bed? Watch it right after the.
I am self-employed. There is no time limit. It's fine.
Watch The Thing. Oh, so. Guys, I don't want to keep us all much longer, so we've gone for 2.5 hours. This is probably one of the longest streams I've done.
No, we hit 3 hours.
Did we hit 3 hours?
If not on the live stream, we've done 3 hour podcasts before.
On Must See Audio we have, haven't we?
Well, whatever the last one was, I put out in 2 goes.
So what are you
part
suggesting,
one and part
guys?
2 out.
Shall we try and beat the record?
Well, I'm just thinking of you two guys. I don't, you know.
Well, I'm also self-employed, so we're in the same gang.
We're in the good books. Okay.
My boss is amazingly understanding of these things.
Right, understanding that.
What I was gonna say, Daz, is, you know, have you got anything in mind for? So forget the subject a minute, but have you got anything in mind for your next game?
Yeah, it's already set in stone. The next one. Yeah,
Okay.
It's happening already. Yeah, it's a spin-off from. I shouldn't be saying this all, but I've had a few beers, so hey, it's a spin-off from the original from Dark Side.
Because what I want you to think about is Rendlesham.
Yeah, go on?
The Rendlesham Forest, the instant Rendlesham.
Right.
We were talking about in the last one. Yeah, I would love.
Sorry, go on. Yeah.
Right, you need to research Rendlesham Forest. It's the UK's Roswell, and I think a game based on that would be fucking amazing.
Was that the whole military base thing?
Yeah. Have you not heard the recording, like his tape recording?
I think I have. Yes, when they're out in the forest searching for the radioactive traces and all that crap. Yeah,
I would. I wouldn't mind betting that that's fair use as well.
Well, the name Rendlesham, of course it is. Yeah.
No. The audio.
Oh, yeah, audio. Yeah, you could use that. Of course, you could. It's because it's actual. It's an actual thing. You know, it's being reported.
Yeah.
You could actually use that. Definitely, but mate, that would be a good FMV game. That in Rendlesham Forest.
I'd play it.
It's funny enough as well, the last guy that I interviewed on the channel, Jeff Young, who has got Ghost Tech Paranormal, him and his guys did a full 2 episodes where they went in Rendlesham Forest and they did a full documentary on Rendlesham Forest. And they gained access to the base briefly. At the end of the video, there's loads of helicopters over them, and they're getting out of there because they think they're going to get the stuff confiscated.
Blimey!
But yeah, mate, Rendlesham, that would be as far as alien stuff, the dark side of the moon, Rendlesham would be.
Perhaps at some point, lads, we should put our minds together, and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, mate. I could probably put a fake video out on YouTube with some CGI for aliens landing that you could make to make me fool the audience. Oh shit, I'm like that. But that could be a promotion, you know what I mean?
We'll have a chat. I've got a great idea for a podcast. A great idea, and it's in line with this, and I'm not good. Well, I'm not a good enough actor to do it.
Well, we'll speak after the show, boys. You know, we'll carry on the after party.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Have another beer. But yeah, I don't really want to go much longer tonight. So, guys, we've been going for 2.5 hours, and I really appreciate everybody in the chat that I always struggle to look at. I don't mean to.
Zach Diecast,
who's been on the channel and told the story.
Bold statement of Rendlesham.
What's he say?
That's his post. Rendlesham.
He just straight to the point. No shit.
Bold.
I need to look into it a little bit more. Maybe there's something that doesn't smell quite right there.
Well, yeah, might be worthwhile looking into, because if there's something, I've not seen anything.
Renee, Total Recall. Total Recall is a great film.
Can you call it
when that egg comes out of his nostril?
Yeah, there's aliens in it. They're living on Mars, and there's aliens
like that. Isn't it? It's like it's my son's ice cream. He'll probably put that in his mouth in the morning.
Sterilize it quickly.
Oh dear me. this whole film, the film industry, and what we're talking about actually in real life, I wanted to kind of incorporate it, but you kind of can't. You try, but you can't. I mean, I've got this is what I've got most likely. This is the list of most likely. This is like the most likely things that possibly may have gone on. So I've got number 1, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yep.
And that is not the actual meeting at the base, but I'm kind of meeting the way they've been abducted.
This is your list of films where you think this possibly is linked to something
most
true.
likely.
Likely, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got The Fourth Kind, because it kind of, as much as it was a bit of a horror film with a kind of them cheesy little like going ins where they do the fake interview.
Yeah.
It kind of like it rings bells with the people talk about the owls. Yeah. I've got The Communion on there, obviously, because that, as much as it's not a great film. Have you seen The Communion, by the way, Lee?
Yeah.
What did you think to it?
I enjoyed it for what it was. But I enjoyed it for what it was because I knew it was supposed to be real.
Yeah, them little blue fuckers though are weird, aren't they?
Mm.
Like they got like the little umpa things.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys? You've seen Signs?
Yep. Signs. Do you know what I meant to mention that before? Because I watched. I only watched Signs a couple of weeks ago, and like it's great. That's probably one of the more realistic, like alien invasion films. That
Swing, Meryl. We've got The Forgotten.
I forgot
Anybody seen that? Forgotten. That's a good film. The Forgotten is a great film. Also, well, actually, no, it's not great, but it's a good kind of like what actually could happen because you hear about people, they've got stories, and then all of a sudden they forget, they have missing time, this, that, and the other. It's a good one. I won't delve too deep on it because it's a long time since I watched it, but I watched Dark Skies the other day. Yeah, it's most likely that kind of thing's going on. Didn't think it was a great film, but I did watch it. Arrival's on there. That, maybe that's how it may happen. That's how I always see it happening. So that's on my list. If that ever happened, that would probably what we'd see. Whether it'd be real or not, or whether it be Project Bluebeam, is another question.
Well, I've got quite a nice comment to wrap it up with, or a nice question to wrap it up with, if you fancy it, which will probably be a bit of a discussion.
Shoot.
Do we think that there's a reason for these films?
Well, personally, do you remember the conversation again, Ollie, going back to our first chat, if you remember?
Yeah.
And this has been brought up before, Lee, and I'm sure you will have heard of this. We only seem to know, take, for example, the grey alien image. Why do we know what that image looks like?
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Through film, through media, any form of media, whatever, we seem to know what that looks like. It's like, well, why does it always look the same? There is some questions to be answered. Yeah.
And it's always, when we're given the grey, it's always in a realistic context as well.
Yes.
If there's ever another alien, like the Xenomorph, for instance, or Mac and Me, it's always given to us in a total Hollywood, this could never happen situation.
It's always visually the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even stuff like, because people talk about insectoids, they talk about reptilians and this, that, and the other. None of those are kind of like taken seriously in the hard-hitting UFO field, but
I'm amazed
the grey is.
I'm amazed there's not more reptilian stuff, because that's in I don't want to say pop culture, because it's obviously not as mainstream as that, but if you're anywhere near close to being into some sort of like conspiracy realm, then you might think it's ridiculous, but about the idea of reptilians, about David Icke.
I have a theory on that.
So why not use it? Why not? Why? The only thing we've had is V. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a gecko? Well, obviously you've seen a gecko.
I used to have a pet one called Gex.
I love geckos. You pick them up and the tail falls off.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not ideal.
But if you look at a grey alien and a gecko, they kind of look a little bit similar. So maybe the reptilians were just the greys, and people are just getting them mixed up.
Maybe, but it's they're always described differently, aren't they? The greys are always
Because-
like these little frail things, whereas reptilians are always fucking super jacked,
Like a dinosaur.
like a dinosaur.
Maybe a reptilian is a dinosaur. Maybe that is that's kind of like the thing that kind of like evolved.
Well,
I mean, if dinosaurs evolved, there would be there'd be dinosaurs that are playing on Xbox, wouldn't they?
they have a model, don't they, in the Natural History Museum in London of the what bipedal animals might have looked like if the dinosaurs hadn't died out, which is essentially a fucking reptilian. But
I've just realised I've left Antimedia Zombies the thing on screen for ages.
but that it goes back to what I was saying before, doesn't it? That these things are still things that have been happening all the way through human history, and we're just digesting them differently depending on where we are, like in civilization.
What worries me, and you touched on it earlier, Lee, is what you said about the fact that we are getting confirmation of things and nobody's reacting.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point now, well, how long can this go on? As much as people like us are interested and the people watching your show, Ollie, are interested, they could literally tomorrow on News at 10 or Sky News, breaking news, aliens have landed, and people are like, yeah, stop shopping. Nobody would. I get the impression nobody will be bothered anyway now. It's like, so where do we go?
It's aliens would land and someone would walk out, and then somebody from behind a desk somewhere would say, yeah, but what gender does he identify with?
Yeah. I think the problem is most media now, it's oversaturated with this and that, and people have cottoned on to the fact that fake news exists. Nobody takes the mainstream media particularly serious unless it's to do with that thing we don't talk about.
Yeah.
And it's...
And even then, that's not like anyone that has any sort of thought process that goes behind things. I'm not in the fake camp with that, but it's what do you believe with anything?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can show people truth. You can say, look at this. This is 100% pure evidence.
This is kind of a good thing to end on. Do you boys think that sometimes these alien films are kind of like trying to push? I mean, I think I don't know if it was you, Darren.
This is what I meant.
Yeah, Lee. You said trying to push push us into.
Yeah,
you do.
Like a gentle. I believe so, because if we believe if we believe the conspiracy that the government are trying to cover everything up, then why would they allow things like this? And I think it is a gentle little nudge in the right direction to suggest to people, hey, guys, this might be what's happening. This might be an example of what's coming in the future,
I think there's a lot of things this year. There's a lot of things this year which have made... I always looked at conspiracy theories as fun. It was like almost like I suppose that the term would be LARP now, wouldn't it? It's like a is it live action role play? Is that what it stands for? But and it's always been one of those things of where, well, I'll listen to the conspiracy podcast because it's entertaining. I don't really believe it, but it's fun to listen to.
It passes time.
Yeah, but this year, so many things have happened where you've gone, oh, that's what the crazy guy was saying. It's even down to the the Epstein thing, where you've had so many, not that crazy guy, but even down to the Epstein thing, where you go, oh shit, everyone's a conspiracy theorist now, and that's the thing, is to a certain level, everyone is a conspiracy theorist right now.
Yes, yeah, they are. Yeah.
And I don't know what happened. Are we
Don't see how anybody can't be.
But is this the fall? Is this?
Do you know when you have that chat with that friend about things, and you're like, I'm not going to name anything right now, but you have that chat. You have that chat. I don't see how anybody can't be a conspiracy theorist, because everybody in the back of their mind,
whether it's to it, then they're letting us know.
Is thinking about everything, about a lot of things that are going on. I mean, the movie industry is it's influenced us in many directions, and it's the same as the advertisement industry. I mean, I studied graphic advertisement when I was very young, and I kind of wish I'd have stuck it, because I probably won't be doing this now and having to talk to you reprobates. But the advertisement industry and the movie industry is very, very similar. You know, they're all trying to, they're getting you, the viewer, to buy into whatever that is. Whether that is a great movie at the end of the day, that's fantastic. But at the end of the day, there's one, and this is probably your favorite film, Lee, when it comes to sci-fi, that I don't think is trying to get me to buy into anything. And that's 2001: Space Odyssey, the one that Darren has not seen.
Oh, what's that film? What's that?
just quickly, is it?
It can't. What can I buy into in that?
I've had a couple of too many beers to read his name properly. Is it Archaic Revival? That's the bottom comment down there. Yeah, he's just posted, the future is but a religious law. Being a person that plays in a post-rock band, that sounds like a post-rock band.
It does. Yes. Guys, we will carry on the after party, but I think we've been going on like two and nearly 3 hours.
Nearly 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm going to say, from myself, from Lee, from boys. In fact, before I go, we started with Daz before. We'll start with you, Lee, now. Lee, can you let the guys know where they can find you?
If you want to find more of my stuff, you can find me at Musty Audio. There's podcasts on YouTube there. You're probably better off listening to my podcast where you listen to podcasts, which is probably on your phone. So if you look for Musty Audio on any of the apps, it's there. There's also some stand-up comedy flying around with me. Lee Stevens. If you look for Lee Stevens, you'll see my ugly face doing some stand-up. That's about it.
And Darren.
Hiya. Yeah, if you want to follow me, then you can. I'm mainly found on Twitter at Tayanna Studios. It's spelled on my name on the video. But yeah, at Tayanna Studios. Or if you want to visit the website, it's at Tayanna Studios. It's not. It's www.tayannastudios.com. Thank you.
Mate, I can't wait to play this fucking game.
It should be good.
You're just waiting for it to be published. It should be good, guys. It should be good, but doesn't watch a lot of alien films, but it should be good. But this is all from his imagination. That's what I like.
Yeah.
This is all from first hand. Then
it's mainly, like I mentioned before, it's mainly through to the documentaries and stuff I watch, and my interest in this subject matter as it is anyway, and just putting two and two together and thinking, well, that seems to be the logical conclusion that this would be. I'm not going to say too much, but yeah.
Well, guys, hopefully, if when I've played it as well, it'd be nice if you come on the podcast, because I used to do a video game podcast as well. So I'm sure some of my listeners, would be interested.
Delighted, mate. Be delighted.
Guys in the US, have a great Thanksgiving, and thank you so much for joining us, guys. In the UK, it's 11:30. Go have a wank. You know, the wife might be asleep. I'm going to get banned. Good night. God bless.
Yeah. If you're really brave, pop it on a cheek. Bye-bye.
Stop the game.
Right. I'm just going to, guys, I'll pull you back in. thank you so much for joining us. It was a little bit of fun tonight, boys and girls. Probably, I literally had a list a mile long of alien films here. Probably only touched on about 4 or 5 of them, but you know, this happens. Good night, God bless anyway, and thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to all the super chatters, and yeah, you're just all awesome. If you want to check out, if you want to support the channel further, check out the what's it called now? The Patreon. Yeah, check out the Patreon. And good night, God bless. Mind the bugs don't bite. I've probably said that about 10 times, and I need to work out how to end this video. There we go. Good night. God bless. Mind the bugs don't bite.